game 58 of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our good friends over at Zappos. The Bananas coming off a 5-1 victory a night ago. Now 28-24 on the tour, 19-21 against their arch rivals, the Party Animals. And can pull within a win of taking the Tar Heel State if they can sweep this two-game set here in Kannapolis, North Carolina. We come to you live from Atrium Health Ballpark, home of the White Sox single-A affiliate, the Kannapolis Cannonballers. Here's how the Nanners align defensively from left to right in the outfield. Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Noah Bridges. From third to first in the infield, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Danny Hosley, and Eric Jones Jr. Bill Leroy is behind the plate, and the faceless man, Ryan Kellogg, is on the bump.
And almost an identical defensive lineup as last night for the Bananas, but it's Noah Bridges getting in right field. He's got 9 trick plays, number 9 trick plays. I love seeing a number like that. And the Bananas with 5 last night. Ryan Cox just 10 trick plays away from being the first player in World Tour history to reach 100.
How apropos, Coxey, the man with the first trick play ever. That was in Columbus, Georgia, a tour ago. Between the legs to kick off a double play in Golden Park. And it would make sense for him to be the first one to 100. Ryan Kellogg, you see what he's done across 3 appearances, 4 in 2/3 innings of scoreless, sprintless work, picking up 3 strikeouts along the way. He's been nothing but impressive.
The key words I want to circle there, scoreless and sprintless. That's how you start your banana ball career, very strong. And Ryan Kellogg, once again, 2 of his innings have been under 2 minutes for the Bananas. He's posted a 1 minute and 54 mark this season and 1 minute and 59 second mark. That would be 47th and 53rd all time. I mean, this leaderboard continues to get tougher and tougher. But Ryan Kellogg, it is going to be really fun to see how deep he can go into this ball game, considering the most pitches we've seen him throw so far on the tour, 32 across 2 2/3 innings in relief.
We'll see what this Party Animals lineup can do against the southpaw from the Great White North. It's going to be Reese Hampton at the top, then Dalton Cornett and Jake Skoll due to swing it in the first. Bryson Bloomer will clean it up. Tanner Thomas, Garrett Delano, Chase Acuff, Jason Swan, Joe Lytle, and Dustin Baber will round out their lineup. Here's Jesse Cole.
So on 3, I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3.
Showtime! Leading off for the Party Animals, center fielder Reese Hampton.
Hampton, a 12th round draft pick in 2018 for the Detroit Tigers. Will square off against the Chicago Cubs' 5th round draft pick back in 2015. Kellogg was actually selected out of high school before that. In 2012, he was nabbed in the 12th round by his home country team, the Toronto Blue Jays. Took a lot of patience and discipline to say no to the offer. Spent 3 years at Arizona State before he was selected 7 rounds earlier, 3 years later.
And this is a guy who is just very well traveled for the Bananas. You talk about a pretty lengthy minor league career, and you pair that with getting to pitch for Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic. This is a guy who's been teammates with Freddie Freeman.
Nothing but strikes so far from Kellogg, who has 2-seam and 4-seam fastballs, a changeup, slider, and curveball to round out the arsenal. And a cut and a miss. Sticks with the heat, well located. And Hampton strikes out swinging to begin our ball game.
Yeah, and we are seeing some rare strikeouts from Reese Hampton. A multi-strikeout game for him last night, which, believe it or not, was his first multi-strikeout game for the Party Animals since March 13th, all the way back in Savannah, Georgia.
Zach Phillips, the 4-year man out of the Royals organization, struck out Hampton to start last night's game. Heater behind Dalton Cornett. That's how his at-bat started when he was the second man to swing it an evening ago.
And I'm going to point out another statistical trend here. This is back-to-back nights where Dalton Cornett has been with the behind his night.
no matter how many times Bill Leroy gets him with it. Kellogg more than happy to gift the ball as he's right back ahead in the count, 1-2. The heater, the main weapon for the pride of Whitby, Canada early, and he works quickly. Although that fastball misses up in the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count now full. Kellogg and Cornett, teammates from a summer ago for the Wild Health Genomes in the Atlantic League. They were actually roommates on the road. That one just misses the outside corner. And Dalton will be content with 1 base on the sprint as the Nanners get it around all 7 fielders behind their 6'6" southpaw awful quickly.
Yeah, and again, this is the first sprint we've seen Ryan Kellogg allow, and it's going to come against a very difficult batter in Dalton Cornett. That sprint for him now gives him a 5 sprint to every strikeout, a 5-to-1 ratio of sprint to strikeouts on the road this tour. Unbelievable.
Overall on the tour, it's his 22nd sprint and only his 8th strikeout. Well, he only has 8 strikeouts, rather. Certainly didn't see what happened there. He's a crafty runner as well. 6 steals in 9 attempts. One of the times he was caught, it was trying to get first base. So really 6 for 8 out on the base paths. Jake Skoll skies this one in foul territory. Fan could possibly make a play on it. It clangs off their hands. Another life for Jake Skoll. Selected 15th overall in the 2010 draft by the Texas Rangers. Spent 5 years in their organization before 2 in the New York Yankees farm system. Pair of guys with 7 years of affiliated ball facing off against each other here.
Yeah, and we've seen good matchups between these guys so far on the tour, but it's Kellogg who has emerged victorious early. Skoll 0 for 2 against him.
Did he go around? Vincent Chapman does not ask Reggie Liggins for help. And now he does. Reggie says Skoll was able to hold up. 2-2 coming. Bender is bounced to second. Danny Hosley flips to Ryan Cox. They will only get the 1 out. A soft collision between Cox and DC3. And Kellogg will have to be content with the lead runner retired. Now 2 down.
I mean, to start your banana ball career and get one of the best hitters on tour to start 0 for 3 against you, pretty good. And good job by Ryan Cox. That's a scary type of collision at second base, one you don't often see. A good job holding that bag and also making sure to apply the tag in the event that that foot was coming off.
Skoll runs like the wind. Probably wasn't a chance in the world to get him. He's picked off here. Throw to second from Ryan Cox just in time. Skoll's asking his team to challenge. We'll see if Mike Vivacis at Sam Clay Camp will burn their challenge this early into the night. Jake Skoll thinks he was safe. We'll get another look at it from the low home angle here. Boy, bang, bang. Tough to tell.
Really close play there. All in all, it's hard to say. And once again, it's one of those situations where it is early enough in this ball game. You don't want to try and risk that challenge now and lose it and need it at a greater point later in the game.
You got a glimpse at Jesse Cole trying to see which parent this youngster will pick. Well, that happens on the field. You take a look at the Party Animals defensive alignment. Jake Skoll, Reese Hampton, and Tanner Thomas from left to right in the outfield. Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan from third to first across the infield. Joe Lytle is handling the catching duties tonight, and Dylan Porter gets the ball from the get-go.
We see the Party Animals. They have reached 150 team trick plays on the season. And how about this? Reese Hampton also reaching double digits last night. Fun fact for Reese, he has 6 trick plays across his last 8 games for the Party Animals. We're seeing quite the pace for the tour's best hitter as well.
Dylan Porter with those 4 trick plays on the mound. Tied with Jason Swan over at first for the Party Animals team lead. As far as guys who have not missed a trick play, now you get a look at what Porter has done with that right arm of his here in his first World Tour. A guy who was a banana in the Summer Series this previous August. That was his debut in Banana Land, and he's been a stalwart as one of the main two starters for the Party Animals ever since a couple weeks into this thing.
Yeah, he started early on in the tour, out of the rotation. There was a busy schedule going on, and then Brandon Sherman moving to the bullpen for the Party Animals. Dylan Porter has stepped up in a big way. Last time out, 3 2/3 innings pitched. He pitched pretty well, but was handed the loss, and really it was 3 sprints that were the most costly for him.
Quick glimpse at the Bananas lineup. D.R. Meadows, Michael Deeb, and Dan Oberst all due to swing it here in the first as the fastball gets the bottom of the zone to the Bananas center fielder. Josh, what is dinger-litis?
Yeah, believe it or not, that was not invented by me. So I've been trying to figure it out. I actually WebMD'd that, and search results were blank.
On the run, Tanner Thomas will grab that sinking fly ball. DR hitting .348, a .442 on base percentage. Retired, good start for Dylan Porter, who has to keep the Nanners off the board to preserve a scoreless game early on tonight. Michael Deeb, the left fielder, loops that one into center. It's going to be over the head of Chase Acuff. And a base knock for Vitamin Deeb. Former Chicago White Sox minor league product hustles back to the bag as Reese Hampton throws it behind him. And in his third World Tour, he continues to be oh so consistent at the top of this lineup.
Yeah, it's not exactly a barrel there for Michael Deeb, but a base hit. He actually has the Bananas team lead with 37 hits on the road and 27 runs batted in. He has been incredible. He can thank that home run last night in the 4th inning for helping him out there.
This one backhanded by Chase Acuff. He flips to second just in time to get the pinch running Malachi Mitchell. Good hustle by Flash the Kid and a sparkling play by Acuff to Baber there.
That is an absolutely fantastic play by Chase Acuff. Malachi Mitchell has the healthy leadoff second, and then Acuff gets up quickly from sliding there and gets it over to Dustin Baber on the bag. That's a huge fielder's choice, but Dan Oberst, he is a good base runner for the Bananas over there on first base.
Fastball just misses down and out from Dylan Porter to Dakota McFadden. First of back-to-back guys here in the middle of this Bananas lineup who hail from the Tar Heel State. Dakota from Rocky Point, North Carolina. Got a base knock last night in the first ever Banana Ball game here in North Carolina. Dan Oberst trying to time out Dylan Porter was tumbling towards second base. Dan is 29 for 34 in his stolen base attempts. Second most steals on the tour. Flash the Kid, the only man with more, who certainly gets a whole lot more opportunities. Reggie Liggins says that McFadden, in his third World Tour, did not go around. So a 2-1 offering as you get a glimpse of Noah Bridges planning out some kind of scheme off the right field line. Porter gets D-Mac on the high cheese, count 2-2. Porter's fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Low to mid-90s with the heater. Looked like a tight slider down and away, and the count is full on McFadden.
Yeah, and he's got to pitch to D-Mac very carefully. McFadden has a home run against Dylan Porter on the season and is batting .333 against him overall on the tour.
That one fouled off. Well-located fastball right around the outside corner. Dan, of course, will be off on these pitches. 3-2 and 2 down. Means you really have to bear down and throw a strike because Oberst has enough speed with the head start to score from first on a sprint. That would win the inning. Another payoff coming from Porter. It misses outside. Party Animals. Oh, this is a disaster. The throw from Lytle sails over Acuff's head. Dan Oberst is going to score easily as the Party Animals only get it to 5 of the 7 fielders they needed before the ball would be live. And the Nanners, after a 5-1 victory in night 1 in Kannapolis, jump out on top by a point. 1 inning in the books.
And once again, this is the thing that cost Dylan Porter the game in his last start, which is the reason he was handed the loss. It's sprints and control for him, and as you can see, it's that sprint with 2 outs that really comes to cost him and the Party Animals in the first.
Let's take a look at why Denny Hosley was the showman of the night an evening ago.
Danny Hosley, our showman of the night. That makes it 6 for Danny Hosley, Mr. Everything for the Savannah Bananas. And we're going to get into this game action. It's the third inning. This one's going down the left field line, and Hosley pulls in with a 2-bagger, and he and the boys doing a little lasso and a little dancing over there. Danny back up again, second at bat in the 7th inning, and Hosley going out to right center field. Another double for Hosley, a walk-off at that, and school's out for the Bananas. They're celebrating. And then you get to the 9th inning. Hosley coming in to end this game in a non-save situation. Garrett Delana, the donut batter's up at the plate, the fans getting into it, and the kids are happy when Delano strikes out. As our man on the mat, Ryan Kellogg, look at him giving out munchkins to all the fans. Now Hosley facing Lytle, that's another strikeout. And with Dustin Baber up at the plate, 2 outs and an 0-1 count, down the line and snared by the fan to end the game. Can you believe it? Arguably the most iconic moment we've seen on this year's World Tour. And Danny Hosley in the middle of it for the Bananas comes away once again. 6 Showman Awards for him. An excellent night for the kid.
Breaks a 5 showman tie he had with Kyle Lewigs and Breland Almadova. And Danny, of course, with such an advantage being the best pitcher on the tour and really revving things up offensively now as well. It's going to be 4-5-6 for the Party Animals here in the top of the 2nd. Bryson Bloomer, Tanner Thomas, and Garrett Delano. Need of this order, 3 very dangerous bats for Ryan Kellogg, although he gets Bloomer to sky this one to shallow right. Noah Bridges has a long way to go. He gets it on the run. Boy, oh boy. He was stationed 1.5 miles away in right center field and uses that incredible speed of his to track it down.
I mean, the Bananas wisely playing Bryson Bloomer to pull that ball. And, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but Noah Bridges uses that speed, which is deadly on the base pass, to cover a lot of ground out there in right field and make a great catch. That's a quick first out for Ryan Kellogg in the 2nd.
Tanner Thomas sends this one out deep to left. That's got some hooks, but it's out of here! Oh, Tanner Tinder Thomas sends it out in Oppo Taco. His 5th homer of the tour, and the Party Animals lead the 2nd inning by a run. That is some prolific power he's got to the opposite field.
Believe it or not, for Tanner Thomas, that is the first extra base hit he has had since May 27th in Oklahoma City. And believe it or not, that was an opposite field home run as well. Tanner Thomas really starting to flex that power out to left field, as you can see here tonight.
Ryan Kellogg now feels the pain Kyle Lewigs did in the capital of the Sooner State over a month ago. That is not a cheapie. Now to left center field, the wall about 375 feet away, where that thing sailed onto the berm. And nothing Vitamin D could do but watch it sail out of the park. That's the first run in over 5 innings of work that Ryan Kellogg has allowed on this tour.
And Tanner Thomas came into that at-bat as one of 3 Party Animals to have collected a hit against Ryan Kellogg on this tour. So far, he's seeing him very well, as Garrett Delano on the first pitch lines one into left field. And once again, he is batting over 500 now for the Party Animals.
He's 10 for 19 on the tour. Pretty easy guy with a little more playing time to go around for the bad boys of Banana Land to pencil Delano into that DH or EH spot just about every night. He's the extra hitter here on a beautiful Wednesday evening in Kannapolis, North Carolina. 90 degrees the temperature at game time. Nothing but blue skies and a smattering of clouds above us. Chase Acuff now with a 2-1 count after he fouls off the heater. Comes in hitting .267, a .363 on base percentage. Delano toking on a cigar while leading off first base. kind of become a signature move going back to his banana ball debut in the 2022 World Tour. This one rolled to second. Ryan Cox behind his backflip, bare hit from Danny Hosley. The wrap is not in time. But what a magical fielder's choice to get the second out of the inning from Cox to Hosley.
I mean, he just continues to make everything look so easy. You talk about just a nonchalant flip with that glove. Now 91 trick plays for Ryan Cox. I mean, we're starting the countdown now. He is 9 away from 100.
You get another look at it there as Jason Swan fouls off the heater at the knees. Acuff replaces Delano over at first. So you go from a guy who has not attempted to steal a base to a man who is 9 for 12 on the tour. And a 1-1 count on the Party Animals first baseman, Jason Swan, hitting .264, the on-base percentage up to .373 now. We talked about his prolific hitting with runners in scoring position last night. Picked up a 2-run single to vindicate what the numbers tell Josh Talevsky, and boy, has he just been awful consistent as of late.
I mean, he only boosted his batting average with runners in scoring position. He is up to .393 on the season for the Party Animals.
That paces all hitters. Nobody in scoring position here. It doesn't matter. Base knock nonetheless, and that's another thing Swanee has done so well, is using each and every part of this field to pick up base knocks.
I mean, when you look at the spray chart for Jason Swan this season, 10 hits to left field, 11 to center, and now 8 to right field. He really is consistent to all parts of the ballpark.
2 on and 2 down for Joe Lytle. Party Animals already with 1 run across, while they trail the game by a point. And Lytle drives that one out to left center. DR Meadows on his horse, isn't going to get there. Track down on the warning track. Acuff scores, Swanee right behind him. 2-run, 2-bagger as Joe Lytle makes it a 3-run inning for the Party Animals here in the top of the second. And Colin Ledbetter out to hang out with him as the rest of the team pulls off the signature Party Animals dance on home plate. And Lytle participates from second base as well, with Danny Hosley looking on, a proud papa of the dance that is a spin-off of his own creation. It's like a coaching tree. Lytle grabs his 29th and 30th runs batted in on the tour as we stare through the haze that seems to be blocking our first base camera and try and procure an image of Dustin Baber through the fuzz. Ender down and in, 1-1 count on the Party Animals number 10 hitter and second baseman. Cut and a miss, really nice. Off speed pitch low and away. And the count 1-2. One rolled over to third. Jackson Olsen attacks across the diamond in time. And that will stop the bleeding for now, but Ryan Kellogg came into the inning with 5 2/3 scoreless frames thrown. That is no longer the case. Solo home run from Tanner Thomas, 2-run double from Joe Lytle, and the Party Animals are poised to tie this game up if Dylan Porter can keep the Bananas to 3 runs or less. As we move to the bottom of the second inning, what a special guest we have up here in the broadcast booth. It is the birthday boy himself in his 5th year as a Savannah Banana, Mr. Dan Oberst, and just in time to watch your dirty work last night. That was one of the highest home runs I've ever seen hit in my life.
Yeah, that might have been the highest one I've ever hit. You guys told me it was 6 seconds. I stood there and watched it, and I went back and watched it this morning, timed it on my iPhone, and it was 6 seconds. So well done, Josh.
I'm a pro, you know.
Big time.
And a big celebration as you get another angle on it there. You knew it off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, in Banana Land you could pimp home runs, so we're encouraged to do it. But yeah, as soon as I hit it, I knew I got it pretty good. 5th BP at this park, obviously, ball's flying pretty good to left. So as soon as I hit that, I knew it was gone. That was a really nice graphic there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's about time we break the news to all the fans. Happy birthday, Dan!
Thanks, guys. Group hugs, single hugs, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, guys.
Shout out Chris Sachi, the video legend, for saucing such a creative birthday edit there for you.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. You're a good man.
Now, Dan, I don't know. We don't have anything crazy for you in the booth as a gift, but I don't know if you're a fan of chocolate and caramel with a cookie crunch. But I have a Twix bar if you would like that.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to take that Twix bar before my next at bat. You look down there. I'm going to eat a bite of it, and I'm going to get a knock for you.
Oh, Dan. Yeah, just a little point up to the booth after that. That'll do.
100%. Thank you,
go,
Josh.
Dan. Happy birthday.
I'm a simple guy, dude. A Twix bar goes a long way with me, so thank you very much.
Yeah, Dan.
So that was a good piece of lumber you had earlier tonight. Unfortunately, Chase Acuff with a nice play on it, but you get to score the inning-winning run after it anyhow. Yeah,
fastball in. Got in on me a little bit, but... good swing to start the night, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Eric Jones Jr. will lead off the bottom of the second inning. It's 5-6-7 for the Nanners. Jackson Olsen on deck, Ryan Cox in the hole. The Bananas will need to amass 3 runs to tie the inning, 4 runs to win it. EJ in his home state moved to North Charlotte when he was 2 years old from Jacksonville, Florida, and has spent the most of his life since then, couple years in Birmingham, Alabama for middle school. Little halftime show.
Birmingham, I didn't know that.
Little known fact.
Yeah, well, you learn something new every time you're up here.
I forgot to mention it. Both games we had in Birmingham. But better late than never. That one misses a pinch low. Count 3-1 on EJ.
Good count to hit here, fellas. 3-1. Can't walk them. Probably looking for a heater. Be on time. Do some damage.
You've been hitting next to, behind, a couple spots behind in the order as EJ picks up the base knock right there of Eric Jones. And boy, it's got to be a luxury to have him so close to you in the lineup.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, EJ's a professional hitter. Goes about his daily work. He's got all kinds of routines. He knows what he's trying to feel up there, and I think we've definitely learned a lot from each other. We talk hitting a lot, so it's a pleasure to watch him hit and definitely be behind him in the lineup when I'm there as well.
What do you think's the greatest thing you've kind of learned over the season working with EJ a little bit?
Me and EJ just look to do damage, man. We talk a lot, just stay in your back leg, different coil stuff, but just picking each other's brains on the most efficient way to hit the ball as hard as we can and as far as we can.
It's all about the hips.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Pico. That's I'd like to say that's the reason you have no problem poking balls over the batter's eye out there.
Oh, man, one day when I grow up, I'll put a ball out of a big league stadium.
I don't doubt that for a second. Pico, you can do literally anything you put your mind to. Josh, you as well.
Thanks, Dan.
I'm trying to follow in your guys' footsteps. Jackson's been turning some balls around hard, too, man. He's got some pop in that bat. The BPs are loud, a lot of 100 exit velos. I mean, he's been impressive.
It was a well-pitched at-bat, though, by Dylan Porter. Gets him on the fastball and picks up his first strikeout of the night. EJ over at first base. Not the fastest man in Banana Land, but a crafty base runner, 3 for 3 in his attempts at swiping bags.
Guys, we rattle off a couple hits. I'm going to have to get back down there.
That's a fact. Things could get interesting here with a 3-run deficit. How about Reginald Horton with that new hat that he's employing? Huh?
It's beautiful. It's like the Picasso hat. I'm waiting for Reggie to draw paint in the dugout. He looks great. The vibes are there. The vibes are unmatched with Reggie. We love him. Oh, boy.
Ryan Cox sends that a mile high in the infield. Dustin Baber prepares for this ball to land. Goes behind his back and grabs it. That thing tried to sneak out of the leather. But Derek Ginger able to ascertain it for out number 2.
Does that still count as a snow cone grab? Because that was a sweet snag from Dustin Baber, going behind the back there and still coming up with that catch. That ends quite a remarkable streak Ryan Cox had going, by the way. In his last 6 plate appearances, in his first at-bat of a game, he was 5 for 5 with a ball 4 sprint.
Wow, that's an impressive stat. I mean, usually a lot of guys, your first at bat, you're kind of trying to figure out what guys have moving that day, what's working, what's not. So to have 5 consecutive at bats and leading off that you get 5 knocks is impressive.
Really good patience there from you, Josh, as no broadcaster's jinx was involved. Bill Leroy bounces it out to the two of your 2021 Coastal Plain League teammate, Bryson Bloomer.
Stud. Bloomer's a stud. I actually was walking up when I heard the home run siren, and I thought it was Bloomer that hit it. And I came up and saw it was Tanner, who's also a stud. Played with Tanner as well in the collegiate league. And can't say enough of good things about the both of them.
That's a fact. Tanner, a 2018 and 19 banana. Bloomer, 2021 and 2022. Dan was 19, 20, and 21. So you bridged the gap between Mr. Tinder Thomas and the Boomer.
Yeah, I got to. Tanner came along towards the playoffs my first year.
Yes.
It was an immediate impact. The guy couldn't get out when he first got there. Wasn't sure if he was going to stay, but Banana Land had the effect on him. He wanted to win a championship. Fortunately, we came up short, lost to Macon. And then had the pleasure of watching Bryson Bloomer in 2021 just absolutely hit bombs and help us win that championship. So both made an impact when they were here.
Bloomer was the only person in 2021 who hit more home runs than you. What a fantastic little player dance we have here. Looks like a fan taking part in it. And Maceo Harrison putting her front and center. She's figured this thing out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just go out and say it. She is doing an incredible job. It's as if she was in the locker room rehearsing with the guys. As you see, Christian Dearman and Malachi Mitchell absolutely hyping her up. And Maceo and her are now two-stepping, getting a little shimmy into it. Just very well done.
This is delightful.
She's got the claps too, Beaks.
She's
yeah. It's a very well done player dance.
And sticks the pose to finish it up.
Yeah. I don't know that that's ever been done.
No.
I was going to ask you guys the exact same thing.
Yeah, I don't know that that's ever been done, especially to that level of excellence. I mean, come on.
Shout out Alex Ziegler, of course, Maceo Harrison, Vinny DeRubius, DJ the Invader, Christian Dearman, and Malachi Mitchell all taking part in that boogie. I have seen a fan in a chair seated at the center of a player dance. I've never seen one participating and going step for step with the fellas.
Yeah, I've seen some fans seated, some different sort of fan interactions, but I've never seen one just crush it like that.
That was a whole lot of fun. Backdoor bender from Ryan Kellogg. Gets strike one to Reese Hampton. He struck him out to start the ball game off. As Hampton sends this one to right center. David Meadows underneath it. And we'll grab it for out number one. So the tour leader in batting average, Reese hitting .391. Also tied for the tour lead in homers with 9. Pacing everybody in doubles with 16. And leading the party animals with his 54 runs scored. Kellogg's gotten them both times tonight.
And just recently became the first player not named Jake Skull to lead an OPS plus since we've had that data on tour.
Dalton Cornett with a liner straight into the mitt of Eric Jones. Cornett had gotten in his 22nd sprint of the tour his first time. And Dan, as I'm looking at my lineup card here, looks like this inning might end quickly, and you could be swinging awful soon as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love hanging out with you guys up here, but I think I'm up fourth this inning, so I'm going to take this Twix bar. I'm going to go down there, take my bite, and get ready to give you guys something good.
Thank you so much, Superstar. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me up,
Happy
guys.
birthday, Dan.
Thanks, Josh.
There goes Dan Oberst, the 5-year banana, 3 collegiately, now in year 2 as a pro, 2021 Coastal Plain League champ, as we talked about a little while ago. One of the true legends of bananas lore. And now we take a gander at Ryan Kellogg with Danny Hosley and Ryan Cox spinning circles behind him. Now a crow hop, and he pulled the string. A slider after taking a couple steps towards Jake Skull.
I mean, that's impressive from Ryan Kellogg. Very rarely do you see any pitcher go about the 3-2-2 and rip off a breaking ball.
There's a nasty slider to get another swing and a miss. Skull reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Fastball misses up and out, count even at 2-2. And that one just misses down and out. Bill Leroy was trying to exit stage right and finish up the inning with a punch out.
And because he was trying to exit stage right, like you said, he did not come up with actually catching that ball, which I think might have been the reason. That would miss the call there from Vincent Chapman behind the plate.
Kellogg with a half-hearted attempt at a bare hand. He couldn't have snagged it, even with An incredible wingspan at 6 feet 6 inches tall. And Skoll with a base knock right back up the middle, extends the inning. He was caught stealing his first time. Bang bang play at second. Tucker Perry quite impressed watching the former first rounder do what he does best in Banana Land.
And with that hit there from Jake Skoll, he's only one hit away from being yet another player on this year's World Tour to join the 50-hit club on the season.
Which currently is...
Let me think about this.
I've got a couple of the guys.
Reese, Stan,
correct.
EJ,
yes.
Deeb,
right.
DR,
yes.
I think he would be the 6th player to join the club.
You speak the true truth. Oh no, he would be the 7th. Our man at the plate, Bryson Bloomer. Bloomer's our donut hitter tonight. He flew out to right his first time. Looking for something meaty to hit. Ahead 3 balls and a strike here. And he cranks that one foul. And breaks his bat, shatters it on his knee. Kindling thrown towards the dugout. He'll have to get a new piece of lumber, and Sean Fluke fires it over to his third baseman. Skoll now 10 for 12 on the tour in his stolen base attempts after being gunned down in the first. He'll be on the move here. Payoff pitch is bounced to short. Ryan Cox attacking between the legs across the diamond. The trick play king of this tour. Grabs his 92nd overall. Second one he's produced just this evening. And the Nanners will only need 1 run to earn the point available here in the third. We'll throw it down to Jesse Cole for a blindfolded obstacle course 2.0 version.
Because you're about to be blindfolded. You got to crawl under the band. Then you got to climb over the next band members. Then you got to do a little limbo here under the bats. And then you got to weave your way around the party animals to get to the end where your women are waiting at the end. You guys ready? Ready. Mike and Todd, blindfolds on. On your marks. Get set, go. You got a limbo. Todd's off to a great start. He's bumping into people. He's literally running into people. He's got to stand up at the end. And the winner is Mike at the end by a landslide. They weren't expecting that. The blindfolded obstacle course. The banana wins in the end. And there you have it. Little blindfolded obstacle course.
Always a blast to pull a fast one on our fans and produce a promotion that is not what they thought they signed up for. Hey, Zach Phillips. Happy belated birthday, buddy. $257th straight sellout for a Bananas game. Here on the 19th stop of the 2023 Tour, 26th city to ever get live banana ball. Chris S., welcome to the BTV family, says donuts in the chat. Annie Hosley grounds it to Bryson Bloomer, and it's going to be a missed trick play as he fires the throw low to Jason Swan. Hosley will take an extra base on the trick play missed by the Party Animals third baseman. He's now 26 for 32 on the tour in his trick play tries.
And that's actually a quite brutal trick play missed for Bryson Bloomer. And I'll tell you why. Before missing that one, Bryson Bloomer hadn't missed a single trick play on the road this year. He was 15 for 15. Unfortunately, now he is 15 for 16 in his trick play attempts.
It also puts the inning-winning run in scoring position. Hosley with great speed on second for Noah Bridges. The pride of Four Oaks, North Carolina, one of 3 men representing the Tar Heel State in the Bananas lineup tonight, alongside Dakota McFadden and Eric Jones Jr. Noah also spent all 5 years of his college career at UNC Wilmington, a few hours east of us on the eastern seaboard, and played college ball for the Wilmington Sharks in the Coastal Plain League against the Savannah Bananas.
And just a guy who you could tell even back then playing for the Sharks, his speed just so powerful of a tool for him. We saw him one time on a swinging strikeout on a pitch that got away, advance all the way to second base for the Sharks.
That was in Wilmington. Mind-boggling thing to see. Noah fouls this one out of the stadium. He's known for his speed and bat-to-ball skills, but he's got pop. Couple homers, couple triples, 4 doubles on the tour.
He's done very well in the extra base department, and lately I've heard a lot of these Bananas teammates say that they've liked a lot of the cuts they've been seeing from Noah Bridges in batting practice, so you could very well see an extra base hit here tonight. But also, at the 3-2 count right now, he has worked some incredible plate appearances as of late.
He's got Porter in a spot here where ball 4 will win the inning for the Nanners. The Oakland, California kids got to fill up the zone. Payoff pitch from Porter. And it's ball 4. Hosley's going to score easily from second, an unearned run on the point lost for Dylan Porter. As the Nanners retake the lead, they're up 2 points to 1. And Noah Bridges, in his home state, grabs his 9th walk-off of the tour. A little Mickey Mouse clubhouse celebration going on at home plate. This is the theme song for the children's show, and all the guys get on all fours and bark for the climax of their celebration. The number 9 and 10 spots in the order come through. 2-1 Bananas after 3 innings, and take a look at what the Party Animals have done as a home team on the tour. Could have been what happened tonight if Jake Skoll could have taken down Dan Oberst, but Oberst won the home run derby 6-5. So Party Animals still only have 5 games as the home team.
Yeah, and the Party Animals, you know, you see the 2-3 record, and really what the big cause for that is they haven't exactly figured out that rhythm, both offensively, getting fewer at-bats a game despite a .359 batting average. They haven't been able to necessarily string the hits together and bring runs across the board. And then you see the team ERA at 6.60. That's because the Bananas getting a few more ABs, and they're very happy about it. We've seen Eric Jones, Michael Teeve, Dan Oberst, and a plethora of other guys have some real success when they're getting 4 and 5 ABs in a ball game.
It's going to be fascinating to see if Skoll can get back to his winning ways in the home run derby on Saturday night in Durham. On Friday, the Nanners will be the home team, but the home run derby will be in effect once again on Saturday. As you see Neil, drummer for the Banana Band, letting it eat in the stands. This is just a fraction of the percussion talent that Neil brings to the table. It was really fun to see in the Party Animals home game against the Aussie Drop Bears. When he had the full drum set out, he was rocking the heck out of those drums.
I mean, they were just playing countless 80s covers. I mean, they were really jamming out. I have a feeling it won't be the last time we see Neil and his band somewhere around Banana Land or Party Animal Kingdom.
Can't agree more. Ryan Kellogg out for his 4th inning of work. Has to face Tanner Tinder Thomas, who had an opposite field home run against Kellogg his first time up, and is belting out a little in-stadium lip sync action here. Ahead 2 balls and no strikes now. Lines that one to center. DR Meadows hardly has to move. Another ball struck well from Tinder Thomas. Although that one, a good start to the inning for Kellogg.
Yeah, that stroke off the bat of Tanner Thomas, a very confident one. Really liked a pitch he saw and lined it hard. But once again, right there at David Meadows in a really good spot to make a play on that ball.
Now it'll be Garrett Delano, a single his first time. Shows bunt, pulls it back in time to avoid being ejected from the ball game. Vincent Chapman will call time, dust off home plate. And now throws away a cowboy hat, discards his mask as well. And starts boogieing, as only the world's dancing umpire can. Enrique Palazzo, who? Boy, he just never fails to put his heart and soul into his performances.
I'm trying to figure out which toss was better, the cowboy hat or the umpire mask, because both were quite majestic.
You have Velo from Trackman on those?
I know the cowboy hat was a lot slower. I think that one only came out of the hand at about 57. But the umpire mask, I saw 71.
Negative 1.02 degrees on the launch angle, according to Chris Haynes. Good work, Chris. Bender just misses the bottom of the zone. Delano able to check his swing. Kellogg wants to check down to first. It finally comes. Reggie Liggins says that Garrett was able to hold up. That one misses down, count 3-1. Delano, one of the best two-way college baseball players over the past decade. He spent 4 years at Brown University, finished up with his final campaign at Mercer. He takes the sprint here on 5 pitches. Boy, Ryan Cox picks it, goes behind the back. It absolutely saves the Bananas bacon on that sprint defense. Picks up Bill Leroy, and they're able to hold Delano to just one base.
Yeah, we actually saw on a sprint last night Bill Leroy throwing one in the dirt that Cox was unable to pick, and tonight kind of rectifies another low throw there from Bill Leroy and keeps Garrett Delano at first base there for the Party Animals.
In his 20th plate appearance of the tour, Delano grabs his first sprint. He's only struck out twice. He has 10 hits. He's been nothing but impressive with the bat in his hand.
And when you're swinging the bat that well, it makes sense you want to go up to the plate and just hack. And so far, the results have been superb for Delano.
Seems like he has a similar plan of attack to the birthday boy, Dan Oberst, his sparring partner in jiu-jitsu. Those guys, as Dan said a few moments ago in the booth, are up there to do damage. And if they have the choice, they're going to try and put the ball in play, although Delano showing good patience there. Chase Acuff reached on a fielder's choice his first time, scored on the Joe Lytle 2-run double. That one lined foul. Acuff early to the party, count still 0-2.
And you already see Jackson Olsen over there at third base for the Bananas. He is shaded towards that third base line. And that's because Chase Acuff, especially as of late, really pulling the ball down that third base line. In fact, 5 of his last 6 hits have been doubles, most of them coming, once again, down that left field line for the Party Animals.
One of those 5 hits, a 2-run double down the left field line last night. He checks his... Oh, did he check it? Yes. Ryan Kellogg... Nope, oh, he did not check it. Vincent Chapman with a bizarre celebration of the strikeout. It was unclear whether he said that Acuff went around, and he does not ask for help from Reggie Liggins. He makes the call himself. Josh is gobsmacked.
Yep.
Speechless. A rare thing in the booth for Mr. Talevsky. As is a Chase Acuff strikeout. Only his 16th on the tour compared to 14 ball force sprints he's drawn, although the Ks have been coming a lot more often as of late.
5 strikeouts here in the month of July. And believe it or not, when you combine all of Chase Acuff's strikeouts between April, May, and June, he only had 4.
That was the second K of the night for Kellogg. He's behind Jason Swan, 3 balls and no strikes, and that is a 4-pitch sprint Kellogg's third he's given up tonight after not allowing any in his first 4 2/3 innings on the tour. Delano will be held at third. The Bananas, once again, on all 3 sprints tonight, have produced textbook sprint defense. They keep Swanee to just a base, but with 2 down, runners at the corners for the ever-dangerous Joe Lytle, the catcher.
Yeah, and Joe already in this ball game 1 for 1 with a 2-run double. So Ryan Kellogg's going to have to bear down here and get the Party Animals starting catcher and keep them off the board here in the 4th. The Bananas want an easy chance to get yet another point in this ball game and go up by 2.
Front door bender gets the zone. Grazes the outside corner. Swanee back to his sprinting ways. That is his 5th in the month of July to pace all hitters. After last night, he failed to draw one.
And what's even more remarkable, among those 5 sprints for Jason Swan, he has a sprint of first base, a sprint of second base, a sprint of third base. He's still missing a sprint of home.
Joe Lytle punching himself in the helmet. Thought he should have done some damage on that bender. Another 1-2 here for Kellogg. Swan's off on the pitch. That one's into left field. Lytle with his 2nd hit of the night. Back-to-back 2-hit nights for the Party Animals backstop. He's driven in his 3rd run of the ball game. And the Party Animals lead the 4th inning by a run as the Party Animals will now sprint for Jason Swan at second base to announce that the dog days are over. In fact, they're going to go all the way past Swanee. A couple of them pay homage to D.R. Meadows at center.
And I'll tell you what, that piece of hitting by Joe Lytle could not have been any more perfect, considering it coincided with Jason Swan taking up and trying to steal second base. It would have been a ball regularly hit right at Ryan Cox, but he had to go over and cover that second base bag. And here Ryan Kellogg with a very athletic play off the mound, turning and firing onto first, and he'll retire Dustin Baber, get the Bananas out of the inning, but the Party Animals with 1 run here on the board in the top of the 4th.
Baber now 0 for 2 on the night. That's the 2nd time we've seen a really incredibly athletic play from Ryan Kellogg. For a guy 6 feet 6 inches tall, currently the tallest man in Banana Land. Boy, he is like a cat jumping off the mound. Made a tricky play look awful easy there. It is a baby o'clock here in Atrium Health Ballpark. Full capacity crowd fired up for the 2nd ever Banana Ball game to take place in the Tar Heel State. To see some of the folks out on the berm getting into it. Bananas lead the ball game 2 points to 1. Trail the 4th inning by a run, so they'll need 1 run to tie it, 2 runs to win it.
And it's been a very fun contest so far. I mean, just to point out the way the box score is looking, the Bananas with a run in the bottom of the 1st, getting them on the board. The Party Animals 3 runs in the 2nd. The Bananas once again another run in the 3rd, and now the Party Animals a run in the top of the 4th. We're seeing a very back and forth contest as this game could very soon be knotted at 2 points apiece.
A roller coaster ride early on after we had one of the greatest Banana Ball games of all time a night ago. That was the 87th Banana Ball game that has ever been played in front of fans. Folks here in the City of Looms have been excellent ambassadors for everything you could want from Banana Ball fans.
And they're arguably the best fielders of any fans we've seen at that as well.
Great play in the top of the 1st inning last night. Incredible play to end the ball game. That one's been posted out by SportsCenter, CBS Sports, John Boy Media. All the big players in the sports and entertainment social media world. Warms the heart for us broadcasters. You can have your worst night in the booth, but if you nail the big call that gets posted out by all the big players, everybody in Banana Land's happy with the performance as DR Meadows. Happy he was able to shoot that thing through the 4-hole. The innings tying run is aboard as the Doctors 1 for 2 on the night after flying out his first time.
Yeah, and DR Meadows had an 8-game hit streak snapped last night, but here in his second AB, he's going to get back on that hit parade with a single here and took a high pitch that was quite out of the zone and just got some good wood on it, drove it to that opposite field, and he's on and may very well be trying to swipe a base quickly to get into scoring position here with Deeb at the plate.
Michael Deeb loosed a soft liner into shallow right center for a base knock his first time. Was pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell, who was then fielder's choiced off the bases. Before the man taking his place, Dan Oberst, would come around and score the winning run in the first. And some good old country hardball. Dylan Porter working quickly and tries to go back to the well. This fastball is deposited into right. Meadows going first to third. Good base running by the Doctor. And the Nanners now have the inning-winning run aboard. Men on the corners with no outs as Malachi Mitchell will pinch run for Michael Deeb for the second time tonight. See what Malachi has done on his third world tour. Flash the Kid. Swiping bags at an unparalleled pace, 46 for 48. Also pacing the tour with his 60 runs scored. Malachi takes off. Throw through from Lytle is going to be cut off in front of the bag by Chase Acuff. So Malachi's 47th stolen base here of the tour. And now the inning tying and winning runs both in scoring position as the Party Animals bring the infield in.
Yeah, and the Bananas trying to get a little tricky with that base running there, sending Malachi off to second base, hoping that DR Meadows could possibly try and swipe home, but Chase Acuff made a very smart play, creeping up in that infield grass and snagging that ball, just giving Malachi the base in case they could nail DR at the plate if he wanted to run there.
2-1 pitch, a mighty hack and a miss. Dan Oberst was trying to send that thing out of the county lines. Count even at 2-2. And the count goes full. Porter for the second straight inning in a position where ball 4 will lose it. That's how the Bananas won the third inning, on a walk-off sprint. This time he finds the zone and Dan fouls it straight back.
And it's also the way that they won the first inning in this ballgame as well. We've had 2 walk-off sprints for the Bananas early on in this game. And again, not to bear repeating myself one more time, but this was the big bugaboo for Dylan Porter in his last start in Indy in Game 2.
This one bounced to Chase Acuff. He throws it across the diamond. Heck of a job keeping Meadows at third and still able to get Oberst, who runs quite well over at first base. That is an enormous first out for the Party Animals.
Yeah, Chase Acuff creeping in on that outfield grass, made a really nice pick on a hard-hit ground ball off the bat of Dan Oberst. And man, just when you thought, because Dan gets down the line very quickly, that he was going to be able to beat that out and you'd have bases loaded, no outs. Chase, a very strong throw over to first. Still 2 men in scoring position, and now D-Mac with the chance to be the walk-off hero in the fourth.
He walked off the first inning. Taps that one to short. Acuff firing it home, and Meadows is a dead duck. Out by a mile. Acuff continues to shine at shortstop as the Party Animals still in line to win this inning, as the tying run still at third base and the winning run pushed back to first.
And if Dylan Porter can end up stranding these bananas with runners on first and third, Chase Acuff is going to get a big hug from Dylan Porter in that dugout with two great defensive plays and a good job by Joe Lytle as well, the catcher, being there to apply that tag on Meadows.
Eric Jones cuts and misses. Had a nasty slider on the first offering, now 1-1. He singled through the left side his first time up. From one North Carolinian to another, from DMAC to Jones. Trying to be the hero for the Bananas here in the fourth. Takes that bender right at the knees, count 1 and 2. The Davidson kid pops this one out of play and out of the entire stadium. A pair of 3-year Bananas on the bases. Malachi Mitchell at third, Dakota McFadden at first. Another 1-2, misses high. What a big moment in this ball game. Party Animals 1 strike away from tying it at 2 points apiece. And they do just that. Looked like a righty-on-righty changeup, elevated and out of the zone, fools Eric Jones. And Dylan Porter, with 2 men on, both in scoring position and no outs, turns it around and wins the inning 1-0.
I mean, gutsy pitching there from Dylan Porter. You're going to see that excellent pitch coming in on the hands of Eric Jones, the fist bump, and once again, credit Chase Acuff with great defensive plays at shortstop as we turn it down to Emily Cole for Bananas Foster.
Country. So we started a 501c3 dedicated to celebrating those who are already doing big things in the foster care world while educating and inspiring others to get involved. That nonprofit's name is Bananas Foster. Tonight, we have the honor of celebrating the Hibbs family. Since receiving their license 6.5 years ago, they've brought kids into their home from 5 days old to 19 years old. In total, they have brought in 56 children and are currently parenting 7. Fans, please stand and help us recognize Shonda and Mike Hibbs for all that they're doing for the kids and families in our community.
It's group hug time here in Banana Land, and a well-deserved celebration of the Hibbs family, who, as a foster family for 6.5 years, have fostered 56
Ladies and gentlemen,
children and teens. How about that for analytics?
Wow, no kidding.
Mind-boggling. Good to get a glimpse at Carrie Cole in the stands. That's the executive producer of BTV. Good work, crew. Once again, shout out the Hibbs family who, with those 56 kids and teenagers over the past 6.5 years, they still have 7 currently in the home. Superstars that live amongst us. Superheroes at that. Take a look at Nolan Daniel, who in 2 innings of work has parlayed his miraculous 3-year collegiate Bananas career into an excellent start to his career as a pro.
The former collegiate banana debuted against the Florida Collegiate All-Stars and pitched very well. He got 2 innings for the Bananas, nailed a 7-2-2 dance, and allowed only 1 hit and got 3 strikeouts. More importantly, no ball 4 sprints for No-No, and you got a feeling he's going to continue to do some damage out of the Bananas pen as this Party Animals team has knotted this game at 2 points apiece.
Nolan out of Dublin, Georgia, just like his catcher Bill Leroy. Daniel threw to him at West Lawrence High School when Nolan was a sophomore and Bill was a senior. That was the start of 3 straight Region Pitcher of the Year awards for Mr. Daniel, as he amassed 24 wins, 8 shutouts, 292 strikeouts, which are all West Lawrence High School records. Video game type stuff. And let's take a gander at what we have here. At the top of the order for the Party Animals, Reese Hampton going to Cotton Eye Joe and stomp each one of these cans on his way to the batter's box. Switch hitting center fielder nails them all. And after hitting from the right side twice tonight, striking out and flying out to center, he'll turn it around and hit as a lefty.
Those poor cans didn't even stand a chance.
No, not when you have the tour leader in batting average coming into the night hitting .391. I think he's going to miss some cans that are stationary targets when he's been the best man at hitting a round ball with a round bat so far this season.
Good point.
Simple physics. You get a quick glimpse at the video game type numbers that Reese Hampton has produced so far in this season. Nice backdoor slider from Nolan Daniel. Quick 0-2 count. Very similar to the pitch Reese struck out against Christian Bierman on last night, which was his second K of the night. I misdiagnosed it as a possible 2-seamer because it had such bizarre movement, but Reese assured me after the game, no, that was a backdoor bender there, Beeks. This one is going to fall just out of reach of the fans, Michael Deeb and Ryan Cox alike. Perfectly placed as Cox and Deeb will grab some fist bumps for their long run. Little energy boost heading back to their positions. Dalton Cornett waits on deck. Jake Skoll in the hole. And another slider. This one is bounced foul. Pretty much a two-pitch mix for Nolan. Slider and sinker. And boy, are they both 80-grade pitches. He will work a changeup in there. A circle change. Primarily just throws it to lefties, so it could be broken out in an opportunity like this. Instead, he goes with the fastball and just barely misses the inside corner.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of pitchers, especially when you face the Party Animals so much they have to develop a third pitch. We'll see if Nolan continues to progress this with this changeup, but early on, due to the fact that very few Party Animals have ever faced him before this tour, Nolan Daniel, it feels like he's going to have the same success he saw during the CPL for the Bananas across 3 seasons.
Payoff pitch. Driven out to center. DR Meadows turns his back to home plate, trying to run it down. It's going to one-hop the wall 400 feet from home plate. And Reese Hampton will trot into second base with this tour-leading 17th double.
I mean, that is a great piece of hitting by Reese Hampton to begin with. He took Nolan Daniel 8 pitches during that at-bat. And then knowing that DR Meadows and a lot of the Bananas outfield had started to shade in the event of a sprint defense, just swung as hard as he can, almost put that ball out of the park to dead center, but comes up, once again, his 17th double.
And Nolan being thrown into the fire here. This is his first outing against the Party Animals. As Josh noted, he threw 2 scoreless innings against the Florida League All-Stars as Hampton swipes third base easily. He's now 18 for 22 in his stolen base attempts. 1 swiped bag ahead of Bryson Bloomer for the team lead. Bananas bring the infield in. 1-0 pitch to Dalton Cornett. Cut and a miss on the slider. DC3, one base sprint and a line out so far today. Fouls the fastball straight back. Daniel started his collegiate career at Tallahassee Community College, couple years there, couple years at Purdue, finished up at the University of New Orleans. That foul ball not caught by a fan. Nolan following in the footsteps of the Party Animals starter tonight, Dylan Porter, who finished up at UNO after pitching at Washington State University and Santa Barbara City College. Both guys with their 5th and final year as a privateer. This one fouled over our heads. Cornett continues to battle. Back-to-back great at-bats from the two men at the top of the Party Animals order. Pulling a lot of arrows out of Nolan Daniels' proverbial quiver. And now DC3 works the count to 2-2.
And this is where you see long at-bats really hurt a pitcher's MPI as Nolan Daniel. 8 pitches to Reese Hampton, and now 7 here to Dalton Cornett. He's already got an MPI at 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
No outs have been recorded. Hampton leads off third base after doubling on a hop off the center field wall. And the payoff is driven deep to right. Noah Bridges turns his back to the dish. This ball, oh, it's out of here! Dalton Cornett over the high wall in right field. A 2-run shot. His 6th homer of the tour. And the Party Animals, just like that, with 2 runs here in the top of the 5th inning. And we're going to get to see this round 2. Cornett gets an air slap. The Party Animals receive one in return. Nolan Daniel has to squeeze in that big 6'4" frame of his. And there go the bad boys of Banana Land. Only a few making it out to Meadows and center as you get another look at the Cornett homer.
I mean, we touched on Dalton Cornett's hot start to July in our last game. 2 3-hit games this month, now 2 home runs in the month of July. And this is the first month in which he has hit multiple home runs for the Party Animals since March. So it really feels like he's started to figure out his swing once again for the bad boys in black and pink.
Well, Nolan Daniel only gave up 1 hit while striking out 3 over those 2 scoreless innings against the Collegiate All-Stars. Against the professionals, it's a double and a homer, albeit from 2 of the best hitters on the tour. Cornett is now 3 for 3 on the night in quality at-bats, 1 for 2 in the box score. Jake Skoll is 1 for 2 on the evening, a single his last time after reaching on a fielder's choice his first trip to the dish. And the count 1-2. And that'll be Nolan's first ever strikeout of a Party Animal, 4th of his banana ball career. We'll see if he can follow that up with a strikeout that would deliver donuts to the 257th straight sold-out crowd in Banana Land. As Bloomer bounces that one just barely fair. Barely fair. Bill Leroy makes a nifty play. And Bloomer 0 for 3 on the night.
Bill with a little showmanship there is, again, a dribbler off the bat of Bloomer, trying to kind of run him down, have a little fun with Bryson. But, man, that was a scary high throw to EJ. He's lucky he came down with that ball to get the second out there.
And Eric Jones used every inch he's got. Able to stay on the bag, retire the out. And now Tanner Thomas will swing away, 1 for 2 with a home run. Fouls that one off and out of the stadium. Good bounce back here for Nolan. 2 quick outs after the double and the homer to start the top of the 5th inning. Now a 2-1 count on the 2018 and 2019 Collegiate Banana. Make it 3-1. Bill Leroy loses the ball, but Tanner, who is tied for the tour lead with his 3 steals of first base, not risking it there. Dangerous pitch from Nono. It's lined into left center. It's a base knock. Michael Deeb will grab it on a couple hops. Tanner Thomas grittying over at first base, content with the single, as he's 2 for 3 now.
And after being so pull heavy in terms of his spray chart to start the year, so many of his hits going to right field, we just continue to see Tanner Thomas use more and more parts of center and left field to collect his hits. Now 2 opposite field hits for him tonight.
Dangerous base runner aboard as you look at the walking stick of Zach Blankenship. Looks like some kind of a voodoo doll setup. He's set up with the split plushie there. More on that later. Tanner Thomas takes off. He had got a great jump and will steal it easily. Now he's going to take third on the errant throw from Bill Leroy. Tanner 15 for 16 in his stolen base tries on the tour. And he's now 90 feet away from scoring, still with 2 outs.
Yeah, Bill knew Tanner had a great jump there on Nolan Daniel, who was not watching him at all at first base, and tried to get that throw out quickly. Unfortunately for Bill, just one that came up too short and sailed there into center field.
Delano fooled on the 2-0 slider. Swings out of his shoes. He's 1 for 1 on the night. A single and a ball 4 sprint. Come around to score a run. Same pitch, different result. Able to hold off this time. And second straight hitter that Nolan Daniel has to fire a 3-1 pitch to. Cut and a miss. How about a 3-1 changeup? Righty on righty. Turns out there were actually 2 strikes. Our scoreboard was off. Nolan picks up a couple Ks in the inning. Gives up 2 runs on the double from Hampton and home run from Cornett. And the Nanners will need 2 runs to tie the 5th, 3 runs to win it. As Tyler Gillum chatting with the 2 Dublin, Georgia boys about how to attack these party animals. And we will bring it up to the booth for a very special guest. How about Kerry Earnhardt, son of Dale Earnhardt and a Kannapolis man born and raised. Thank you so much for joining us, Kerry.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Man, this crowd is awesome. Look at them. It's crazy.
So as a guy who grew up here, and of course you now have your racing empire based out of Kannapolis, how cool is it to see Banana Land come to your town here?
Man, I'd never imagined the guys coming here. I mean, the Savannah Bananas, I mean, Kannapolis? Really? Not in Charlotte Knights? I mean, heck yeah. Let's do it.
So, Kerry, give us the early review of this banana ball game. What's standing out to you so far? I mean, just the play on the field and some of the other antics.
I mean, it's awesome. These guys are so acrobatic, and they just so many stunts and actually make a play. How can you do that? I mean, I can't even dance. I tried a while ago, and people saw it, but it was awesome. And just the interaction with the fans, and, man, this guy has put this organization together. He's had a home run. I mean, it's awesome what he's done with all these guys, and just putting on these shows is amazing. And, you know, my dad, Dale Earnhardt, yeah, he was a big Braves fan, and baseball was so important in our family. We watched baseball all the time, and to be here in Kannapolis and see the turnout these guys brought, I'm ready to see them next year.
I love it. I love it. That fires us up. And, of course, you talk about your dad being a Braves fan. I mean, this is one of the biggest Braves fans I've ever known.
Yeah.
That's pretty big for Josh.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, I was reading some stories. I mean, your dad liked to spend a lot of time with Ned Yost, the old Braves bullpen coach, and then, of course, a World Series winning manager for the Kansas City Royals. Are there any other stories from Dale's kind of exploits with some of those Braves players that stand out to you at all?
Well, I just remember a bunch of the players, especially Ned Yost, at the house, you know, hanging out, eating dinner with him. And I mean,
unbelievable.
Who does that? I do.
Who does this? Jackson Olsen at the dish. And mid at bat, he is playing cornhole against Adam Virant. Also, Dalton Malden is currently playing his guitar while coaching third base. There's a million things to look at all times in Banana Land. See if Jackson Olsen can sync any of these. Saw him playing cornhole on ESPN2 earlier on this tour. That one cranked down the right field line. Well, he didn't sink any of the bags, but he'll be awful content with the base knock. He's 1 for 2 tonight. That allows the Nanners to bring the inning-tying run to the dish. Albeit a guy, Ryan Cox, still looking for his first homer of the tour. He does have 4 triples, tied with Jake Skull for the tour lead in 3 baggers and 5 doubles to boot. As that one looks like it's going to be a pass ball on Joe Lytle. Maybe he was crossed up. Heater barely missed inside. And that'll get Jackson up to second base. Big for the Nanners. Double play no longer in effect. And Coxie sprays that one towards the fans. Not caught. How exciting is it for you every time, Kerry, that a ball goes to the stands and one of your fans here can make an out?
That is awesome. I mean, you never heard that. This would be cool to see somebody do it tonight.
We had 2 of them last night. Both of them went the Bananas' way. Boy, that was a scary moment there at second.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jackson Olsen, rather. Looks like he may have gotten that throw to the head. And, yeah, this is terrifying. Francis, our trainer, will run out and check on Jackson. Looked like the ball evaded Chase Acuff's glove. And this is about as scary as it gets. It is good to see, though, Jackson up on his knees as Dakota McFadden and Reginald Horton will go out to aid our TikTok superstar as well. Everybody here in Kannapolis waiting with bated breath, hoping to see Jackson able to stand up. And yeah, we're going to have his face covered by a towel. Now he's able to pull it away from it. That's the moneymaker right there. I mean, over 1 million people on TikTok subscribe to see this beautiful face. Now Dylan Porter's trying to mar this thing. Jackson walking off under his own control. Looks like he'll be A-OK. Just a little worse for wear for the time being. As you get a glimpse of him going to the dugout, holding the towel over his mouth area. And Francis taking care of him. It's great to know that he's in good hands down there as he heads to the locker room. So Dalton Malden will go from playing the guitar over at third base. He hands his instrument off to Garrett Delano. Now the Bananas are sans a third base coach. And Malden will pinch run here. 1-1 pitch coming to Ryan Cox. Of course, that's the danger of banana ball. So many people look at this from the outside and think it's the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball and the party animals of the Washington Generals. Obviously, once you see it with your eyes, that is not the case. This is serious competition. Both teams really want to win, and it is a hard ball flying across the field with superhumans throwing and swinging it. Ender misses the inside corner. Count runs full on Cox. Payoff pitch is popped out of the stadium.
Man, guys, this is more exciting than a major league game. I mean, you don't get all this action. I mean, you get it occasionally, but this is nonstop. I mean, I'm wore out.
Yeah, and we're not halfway through the ball game. Another one fouled off straight over our heads. We still have 40 minutes and change on the clock. Going to have to pick up our pace here if we want to get 9 innings in. Another 3-2. That one yanked outside. Malden, the pinch runner, will score easily from second. Ryan Cox testing the Party Animals sprint defense, and he'll be standing with a two-base sprint, the innings tying run in scoring position. Still no outs here for the Nanners.
And as unfortunate as that Jackson's situation is for the Bananas, I mean, in a sense, it helps them here in this inning in the sense that Dylan Porter, a little shaken up about what happened there with Jackson, has to immediately dial it back in there on the mound and has a difficult time with control. Now the Bananas have cut that run lead in half here in the fifth. They could tie it up, and a point would not be scored in the inning.
Yeah, Dylan, as nice a guy as you can find, the last thing he ever wants is to injure anybody. So, you know, he's certainly thinking about Jackson Olsen, while he also has to gather his composure and try and salvage this inning. We saw him perform a miraculous escape act in the fourth. There were two men in scoring position with no outs, and the Party Animals only had a one-run lead. He was able to keep both from scoring thanks to a couple great plays at short from Chase Acuff. And then a strikeout by Porter to put the nail in the coffin of a one-run win in the fourth inning for the Party Animals. Bill Leroy sends a catchable ball into the stands. It's not snagged.
Swing and a miss there.
Bill grounded out to third his first time. Coxey leads off second, the inning tying run. Bill is homerless on the tour. He represents the inning winning run, and he goes down swinging. That is a sharp fastball from Dylan Porter. Big first out as he picks up his third K of the night. And now it'll be Danny Hosley, who reached on a trick play, missed, and scored the inning winning run in the third.
Kerry, do you feel yourself and your family, you guys identifying more as Bananas fans or Party Animals fans tonight?
I'm more Bananas fans. I mean, these guys are really cool. So I guess y'all had Chase Briscoe last night throw out the first pitch, and
Yes.
then tonight Eric Amarola.
Yes.
But now you have an Earnhardt in the booth. I mean, who was in the booth last night? No one.
That's a fact. That's the trifecta right there. The old hat trick to get Kerry in the booth with us. Ryan Cox, not known for swiping bags, does steal third there. He's now 6 for 6 on the tour in his attempts. And that is a big swiped bag. He's 90 feet away. Party Animals now have to bring the infield in on the walk-off king. Danny Hosley leads the tour with his 19 inning enders. And he drives that one deep out to left center field. It's going to easily score Cox as it one-hops the wall. Inning is tied at 2 runs apiece. And now the inning winning run is in scoring position as Danny Hosley has his third double here in Kannapolis.
I mean, he just continues to bash for the Bananas. You talk about the extra base hits, and then you pair that with unparalleled discipline at the plate in terms of sprints and smart banana ball IQ. He'll steal first base if he has to. He has really become a complete player for the Bananas and has a big at-bat here.
And the boys all perform a little Shivers line dance out at second. Noah Bridges walked off the third inning with a 2-base sprint. A great at-bat. He worked a full count, fouled off a few offerings, and then was able to drive in Hosley from second. Finds himself in a similar scenario here. Kerry with the 2 home runs that we've seen hit tonight, and of course drives off the center field wall 400 feet away a couple times now. Are you impressed with the skill that the players have on the field?
Man, I'm telling you, like I said, it's more than Major League. Look at this.
That ball's blasted out to left center. Wow, tracked down. Reese Hampton able to catch it on the run. That was an amazing snag by the Party Animals. Now left fielder, guy who started in center. But he has traded spots with Jake Skoll, and that was an inning-saving play by Reese Lightning.
That was so close, man. So close.
Just another example of the talent that these guys have out there.
They're awesome. I mean, you don't, like I said, you don't get this in Major League Baseball. I mean, this is amazing. These guys are, I mean, they're going strong and going one at each other, and they're wanting to win.
Reese made that look a whole lot easier than it was. DR Meadows taps it to third. Bryson Bloomer just gets it across the diamond in time. And Dylan Porter bends but does not break. 2 runs for the Nanners. They tie the inning at 2. The game in the all-important points category still tied at 2. And we will now head to the 6th with 35 minutes on the clock. And we honor all the military members, both past and present, here in Atrium Health Ballpark. Of course, pass that on to everybody watching here on a beautiful Wednesday night from Kannapolis, North Carolina. And before we let you rejoin your family, Carrie, and I know there might be a promotion in your future a little later on tonight.
Promotion?
There might be. There might be a little something involving your family.
Oh, that might be scary.
Yeah. we'll see.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
We'll see if the entertainment team can wrangle.
We can try.
Yeah, we'll rank you guys together. Real quick, of course, you drove the Intimidator's car back in the day and won a couple races in it. How cool is that to get to, drive the car named after your dad and of course, with the team named after him and everything, now get to see this all play out into fruition?
It's very cool. Like I said, Dad was highly into baseball, and he joined the ownership with a local team in Kannapolis where he grew up, and he called it Intimidators because he was the Intimidator.
Of course.
And, of course, since he's passed and things have changed hands, and now we got the Cannonballers with the mustache. I mean, that mustache is infamous. Everybody knows the mustache.
Everybody knows the mustache.
I mean, you can't miss it. So he's still part of it, and I still feel him here with us tonight, and I mean, he's laughing and giggling, and I don't think he's dancing like I have. He don't do that. So it's been a lot of fun, and just to be part of the family and see what Kannapolis has done for him. In 1993 they done the Earnhardt Day here in Kannapolis in downtown, and Kannapolis have kind of gone away and now is brought back, and this year we've done Earnhardt Outdoors Showdown Day here in downtown Kannapolis. We actually raced legend cars on the streets on May the 25th, and we brought Earnhardt Day back to Kannapolis, and the turnout was awesome, and we're going to continue every year and just hope to grow bigger and bigger. The guys at Old Armor Beer Company and local Patriot Company have been involved with this, and it's been a lot of fun. So excited about next year.
Oh, I could not agree more. And the legacy that your dad built, and of course you and your brother Dale Jr. have carried on, and now you have your son Thomas racing.
Jeffrey,
exactly.
Yeah, Jeffrey racing, and then we've got a lot going on in the family. My daughter's in rodeo in Oklahoma, full ride scholarship rodeo, and she says she drives the real horsepower. So
that's a fact. The au naturel.
Yeah. Kayla Earnhardt, she's out there just competing in the college circuit and having a lot of success. So we're excited about that, and excited for Jeffrey with his racing endeavors. And he's got a chance at junior motorsports. That's been out in the world in the news today. So hopefully he gets that draw.
Well, we wish you and the family all the best. Thank you so much for giving us so much of your time tonight, Carrie, and enjoy the rest of the ball.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me up here, and appreciate y'all being such a fan. Thank y'all. Nice meeting you.
Absolute blast. There goes Carrie Earnhardt to get to celebrate the rest of the ball game with the family, and an incredibly impressive family at that. Chase Acuff retired to start the inning. Jason Swan follows in suit. Danny Hosley there now holding down third base with Jackson Olsen out of the game after being hit by the errant pickoff throw from Dylan Porter a half inning ago. Olin Daniel out for his second inning of work. It's 2 big outs to start the frame because finally the Bananas pitcher gets to face Joe Lytle without anybody aboard. Lytle with a 2-run double and an RBI single already on his 2-for-2 evening. And he gets that one in on the hands. Ryan Cox underneath it will make the catch. And what a tale of 2 innings for Nolan Daniel.
After a 9-minute and 15-second 5th inning for Nolan Daniel, how about this? He goes sub 2 minute, 1 minute and 56 seconds for a no-no to get out of the 6th.
Fly out, pop out, pop out. And Mr. Daniel bounces back incredibly. We're still tied at 2 points each. And we'll throw it down to the young professor here. It's time for a dizzy promotion. Let's see what the young professor's cooking up.
Tag their brothers over at first base who are still spinning. They go on, they tag mom, who then tags dad. They spin the whole way. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get dizzy. Are you ready for a Banana Land? All right, we've got Brian and Worth right here. Boys, heads down on the bats. Everybody, all the family, get ready to spin in 3, 2, 1, spin. Everybody spin. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go, boys, go. Go, boys, go. Come on. There they go. Their brothers are still spinning. Moms are still spinning. Tagging there. Oh, it's going to be a dead heat. They're close. They're very dizzy. Don't fall. Moms are still spinning. Fletcher family goes down. There goes mom. Oh, mom is really discombobulated. She's on the infield. And the dads are still going. The dads are barely hanging on. Here they come. All right, dad's ready. It's the Parlier family. Careful, dad. Here we go. He's going to get there. Ah, just slide it home. He is safe by a mile. Give it up for the Parlier family, winners of the Dizzy Family Race.
Boy, that is a new promotion and a winner right there. That was a lot of fun.
Thing really revved my engine, man. I mean, he put that thing into full gear, turned on the afterburners.
It's a really good impersonation of that guy if he was a car. Excellent color commentary, as per usual, from you, Josh. Jake Lialios takes over here in a big spot in the bottom of the 6th inning. Each team with 2 points. And after Nolan Daniel shuts down the Party Animals 1-2-3 in the top half, Lialios has to keep the Nanners off the board to keep this game tied heading to the 7th. Powerful part of the order as Michael Deeb leaves the strike zone. 2, 3, and 4. Oberst and McFadden due to swing it after Michael Deeb. After homering last night, Vitamin Deeb 2 for 2 this evening continues to see the ball well here in July.
I mean, he just continues to have some absolutely huge series for the Bananas. You talk about batting .667 across Birmingham, then got a little cold in Indy and Ohio, but he has bounced right back here in North Carolina. It's the Southeast states that Michael Deeb and the Bananas love so much.
Makes sense for the pride of the Sunshine State. Even his 3rd world tour, proud of Davie, Florida. Spent 4 years as a Notre Dame linebacker before a couple years of college baseball at Bethune-Cookman. Out in Jackie Robinson Ballpark, which has been a host to 4 Banana Ball games now across the 22 and 23 tours. And a good at-bat here against the man out of Tucson, Arizona. Lialios fires the payoff, and it's fouled off. And that's the swing that produced the home run last night. The 2-strike, just trying to get back to ball approach. The 2-1 swing you saw from Vitamin Deeb was the let's try and hit this thing to the North Carolina campus, the North Carolina Research Campus on the other side of the street type of hack.
And, I'm going to do it. I'm taking a Michael Deeb yard card. It's the 9th pitch of the at-bat, a full count, and I'm feeling a yard card.
We'll get a 10th pitch of this at-bat. And this is the exact thing he did against Brett Helton. It was the 9th pitch of the AB last night when he took him about 400 feet out to right center. Just waiting for his spot. He goes down swinging. Well executed heater there from Lialios. He gets a lot of spin rate on those fastballs and gets it right at the top of the zone where you want it.
Really bad call by you. I wouldn't have used a yard card right there.
Over 2,700 on the spin right there, Josh. Yeah, I'm sure. That was definitely me on the... Wow! What an athletic play by Reese Hampton, who was turned around at a 360. The ball was knuckleballing towards him. And he ends up getting dirty as you see him telling his good friend Mr. Skoll about how that ball was ricocheting around in the air. And I'm going to use my yard card here, Josh, even though you tried to slander my name, saying that I was the man who just used it on Michael Deeb. I would like to clear that from the record, as Lialios, Baber, Acuff, and Skoll now performing an excellent boogie here. I mean, Jake's hips, there's just nobody like him. This one flicked out into shallow left center. It's going to dunk in behind Skoll and in front of Hampton. Not a homer, but McFadden will have to be content with his first hit of the night. He's now 1 for 2. Two-base sprint that walked off the first to add to his ledger. Malachi Mitchell will pinch run for DMAC. Third opportunity on the base pads for Flash the Kid tonight. Remember, in Banana Ball, your automatic runner can pinch run one time through the order. And Malachi has stolen his second base of the evening, 48th in 50 attempts on the tour. Inning-winning run in scoring position for Eric Jones. 2-0 count now on the Bananas first baseman, 1 for 2 on the night. Fouls that one out of play. Lialio spent 4 years at Pomona College in Claremont, California, and has thrown for the Tucson Saguaros in the Pecos League in his hometown. Throws a lot of fastballs, as you've seen tonight. Works a 12-6 curve in a lot. That one hurled to third, and it bounces either off of the glove of Bryson Bloomer or the body of Malachi Mitchell. I couldn't tell, but it's Malachi's third steal of the night and 49th on the tour.
Yeah, and Malachi doing a great job reading Jake Lialios out there on the mound, not only stealing second, but now third. And I'll be honest, I couldn't tell either where that ball hit off of.
3-1. That is ball 4. EJ will take the inning-ending walk-off sprint. And Vincent Chapman doesn't know what the count is. Vincent is saying that EJ was out of the box. That was ball 4. And yeah, Reggie Liggins is confirming with Vincent that indeed was ball 4. Confusion abounds here in the city of Looms, but order is restored in time for Malachi to score the inning-winning run. Nanners take their third lead of the night. They've led 1-0, 2-1, and now jump ahead 3 points to 2. And as they celebrate with a choreographed dance, then we'll take this thing to the 7th inning.
And a fantastic job by Eric Jones navigating that at-bat, that plate appearance there against Jake Lialios and working the sprint. But what really was key to that, Malachi Mitchell stealing second and third to be able to come around and score very quickly.
With 3 innings left to play tonight, it is time to give away a pair of Hokas. That means it is booth o'clock. Welcome to it. Alongside Josh Talevsky, I'm Biko Scala. To get a chance at these free pair of Hokas, you have to click the link in the description or the link in the comment section here on YouTube. Fill out all your contact information. Put the buzzword in. That is Boll Weevil. Boll Weevil. You see right there, B-O-L-L space Weevil, W-E-E-V-I-L. Can you use it in a sentence, Josh?
There are creatures around North Carolina called bull space weevils.
Do you know what they do?
Eat crops?
Correct. Good, Josh.
Yeah, they're not good critters from what I've heard.
No, I believe they love cotton plants more than anything else. Yeah, a cotton eater.
Fascinating.
Probably more so just the actual plant and not the cotton that's produced. How about the band dancing on top of the roof, and Clayton Franklin, our high home camera operator, getting into it with them. Look at Clayton, man.
He's having the time of his life up there.
That guy's got a soul for music.
Never a dull day for BTV, huh?
Look at him go!
Yeah! Come on, Clayton!
Good work, Clayton. Excellent job. The heart of the music in Banana Land. Yes! Hello, buddy. Say hi to Ma and Pa. Good work by the Banana Band. Nolan Daniel will give way to Matt Malatesta. 2021 CPL Banana will replace another. It was Nolan's second campaign in Banana Land. It was Matt's rookie summer as a nanner when he came in and threw 3 scoreless innings in the decisive Game 3 of that Pettit Cup Championship. And as you look at Mr. Malatesta's numbers on his second World Tour, Dustin Baber has power slid into home plate, chugged a beer off camera, and is now Irish jigging his way into the box. First pitch swinging, bounces it foul. Malatesta, a splitter specialist out of Brant Beach, New Jersey. Fastball, splitter, forkball will work a slider and a changeup in once in a while. And Dustin Baber now 1 for 3 on the night. Had a pair of ground outs to begin his evening. And he is aboard as the Party Animals lineup turns on its head. At the top of the order, Reese Hampton, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored.
And that hit for Dustin Baber's got to feel real nice. Now back-to-back games with a hit, but still a frustrating game for Baber last night when you consider the fact that he fouled out to a fan to end the game and also grounded into a double play in that contest. Just to get a 1 for 3 night's got to feel really good. And he's had a fun trick play as well.
This one tapped to second. Dalton Malden attacking, bobbles it, glove flips over to Cox to get the lead runner. The Party Animals trade Baber at first for Hampton, who is now 1 for 4 on the night. And Reese has already stolen 1 base this evening. It was his 18th of the tour to take control of the team lead. Now Dalton Cornett, 1 for 2 on the night. 3 for 3 as far as quality at bats go. That ball just misses. Possibly up, possibly out. Vincent Chapman, the only man who knows. And the 2-0 count on the dangerous DC3, the DH tonight. A sprint his first time, a screaming line drive that caught Eric Jones' mitt as much as he caught the ball. And then the 2-run homer his last time up. And that was a classic Cornett at bat as he finds the 4-hole here. Hampton puts his head down and is going to easily go first to third, although that was a perfect throw from Noah Bridges on a hop to Hosley. And 2 hits for the Party Animals. Have runners on the corners with 1 down for the ever-dangerous Jake Skoll, who's 1 for 3 on the evening.
And this is where the splitter specialist, Matt Malatesta, is really going to have to bear down and use his best pitch to get a ground ball and hopefully a double play that gets him and the Bananas out of this inning without the Party Animals getting on the board.
Throw down to second in time. Dalton Cornett didn't get dirty. He's now 6 for 10 on the tour in his stolen base attempts. And that is a momentous second out for the Nanners. One-0 to Skoll is cut and missed on with a mighty hack. Perfect throw from Bill Leroy. Good play out there from Ryan Cox. Bit of a confounding play from the Party Animals side with one of the best hitters on the tour at the dish, just giving away an out. Skoll serves that deep to left. Michael Deeb able to track it down. And the base running blunder comes back to bite the Party Animals. They had runners on the corners. And 2 pitches later, 2 outs are made. And the Nanners just need 1 run to extend their lead, which is currently 3 points to 2. The Nanas will be out to boogie. in the middle of the 7th inning. We'll turn it down to our elderly dance troupe and be back in just a bit.
Give it up for your Banana Nanas!
The Banana Nanas with an astounding performance as per usual. Big moment here for Dalton Malden as the songbird of our generation gets his first plate appearance here in the Tar Heel State. And he doesn't waste any time. Lines that one straight to Reese Hampton in left. Good barrel for the Bananas' new second baseman in at Jackson Olsen's spot, who went 1 for 3 as the starting third baseman. And Malden continues to swing a hot bat, man.
I mean, especially in pinch hit situations, he gets really good lumber on the ball. He continues to be an excellent late game hitter for the Bananas. At one point, he was riding a 4-game hit streak as Ryan Cox lifts this one out to right field, and it is going to go off the wall. Coxie thought that ball was going to leave Atrium Health Ballpark. Instead, he's just going to pull in with a double and do some push-ups there at second base.
That thing had some serious launch angle to it and ends up clanging off the LED board out there and right. That had a 34-degree launch angle. Thank you, Chris Haynes. Coxie could have had his tour-leading 5th triple, quite possibly, if he was busting it out of the box. But I understand the desire to want to pimp your first homer as a banana ball player, and one that would have walked off the inning at that.
And especially with that going out to the high wall down that right field line in 3:15 to the pole. Who can blame Ryan Cox for thinking that he had left the ballpark there?
It ends up being his 6th two-bagger as the fastball is at the bottom of the zone, evening up the count at a ball and a strike to Bill Leroy, who has grounded out and struck out tonight. Didn't make a big enough deal about it when he did go down swinging in the 5th inning. It was only his 9th strikeout of the tour compared to 15 ball 4 sprints. So now Dalton Cornett stands alone as the only everyday player with 8 strikeouts or less. That one chopped toward short. Acuff will go across the diamond in time to grab the Bananas catcher as Cox moves up to third, down 90 feet from scoring with 2 outs for Danny Hosley.
And that smart base running by Ryan Cox on a slow chopper off the bat of Bill Leroy. He knew Acuff would be charging. Really hard to turn and pivot and go and throw that ball over to third base. Instead, Acuff just goes with the natural thing, throws it on to first base, and Cox 90 feet away from scoring and giving the Bananas their 4th walk-off and point of this ballgame.
Danny Hosley 1 for 2, reached on a trick play missed in the 3rd inning, scored the inning-winning run, had an RBI double in the 5th. Peter gets the low outside corner, count even at 1-1. That one off the glove of Lytle. He scampers after it, and Cox slams the brakes at third. Dangerous 2-1 pitch coming to the Vienna, Virginia native. That one cranked into left field for a base hit. The walk-off king does it again, his 20th of the tour. And the Nanners are doubling up the party animals 4 points to 2.
And how about this for Danny Hosley? now with walk-offs in 7 of his last 12 games for the Bananas. I mean, not even half of his games recently, over half of his games recently, he's had a walk-off for them.
And the Nanners will celebrate by swag surfing. Keegan Woods, a low home camera operator, getting in on the fun. And let's take a little trip back in time. This day in Bananas history, July 12th, a year ago. And let's listen in.
Object to Lady and the Tramp? I don't know.
Spin for me. Okay, well, this is your spin still. Do the worm on first base right now. There goes Kyle. He's going to have to do the worm on first base right now. And Bananas were 100 for 115 coming into the game. And here's Kyle doing the worm on first base right now. Maceo is gobsmacked. Really good work, Kyle. Really good. It's tough.
Ooh.
Levski stash.
Get up there. Get up there.
Yep. My goodness. Evan, I'll let you go first. As a man with a mustache, what you say about this means a lot more than myself.
Here's the thing. I have to rate it high because he's so proud of it. He's so proud.
Hey, I thought we were still in 2022. I realized that time is a flat circle, and Josh is still checking out his mustache.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. You get lost in yourself a little bit, you know.
How about the cheddar there and a little bit of a bushier beard from Cowboy Kyle?
Yeah, and a little shorter hair, mind you, as well.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It turns out the Wheel of Unfortunate is a timeless method of entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, an all-time classic, and I really like this day in BTV history. I think we're going to have to see a little more of that going forward.
It only took 58 games on the tour to realize that we could take a little journey back in time. Excellent work. Chris Haynes, our producer this evening. Of course, Chad Reese, the coordinating producer of BTV, always has his paws across all kinds of stuff. But Hainesy, the man with the plan, these past 2 nights in Kannapolis, as Chad shows us his roaming camera work. And we get a nice slow zoom in on Bryson Bloomer. It's 4-5-6 for the Party Animals. That one nubbed to first. And EJ will grab the cue ball. Was fishing for a possible trick play with Matt Malatesta, but will have to take care of it himself with no trick added. Bloomer now 0 for 3. That's his 3rd ground out of the ball game. And after flying out his first time, and now Tanner Thomas 2 for 3 with a homer, a single, and a run driven in, will swing away. One count on the Party Animals right fielder. Less than 7 minutes on our clock. We're going to have to complete the 8th inning in that time if we want to play a 9th. It's a nice 2-seamer there. Count 1 and 2. That had to be a strike. Vincent Chapman dancing. We'll see if he shows us a count. It says 3-1 in the building. I believe it's 2-2. Yeah, Vincent lets everybody know it is 2-2. Good job, Vince. That one slowly tapped to Malatesta. He will underhand flip it just in the nick of time with Mr. Tinder Thomas bearing down the first baseline. A couple weak groundouts to start Malatesta's top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, we're at 1 minute and 47 seconds on Matt Malatesta's MPI at the moment, and that's pretty vital to getting through this 8th inning and into a 9th. And what's also helpful, the fact that the Bananas able to walk off that inning and get them up 4 points to 2.
Garrett Delano now 1 for 2 on the night. A single in the second, a 2-base sprint, and a run scored in the 4th. Struck out his last time up. Big cut and a miss on the splitter. Malatesta is, so far in this inning, done what he does when he's on the best. Induce soft contact on the ground. That one is going to be caught on a tumbling, diving snag by D.R. Meadows. A 1-2-3 inning by Matt Malatesta. Very efficient at that. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th with 5 minutes on the clock. It's time to turn Atrium Health Ballpark yellow. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Nanners up by 2 points. And as the good folks here at Cannonballer Way light up the sky, we're blessed to be joined by Fella Fieri, who has another edible delicacy for us.
That's right. There's definitely not any of my hair in it. That was not a part of the serving portion, but Taya down in the right field nacho cart whipped this up for us. This is the super nachos right here, boys. You guys are working it up tight. That one's got Biko's name all over it. It's got some beef, some melted cheese, salsa, sour cream, a couple jalapenos, I believe, as they say.
Yes.
Yes. I would love for you to have that chip right there, Biko.
Well, as we look down at downtown Kannapolis and this beautiful 5,000 plus seat stadium in the center of it, I will chow down. Thank you, fella.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Josh, I didn't hand select a chip for you like I did for Biko.
And that's okay.
I like your selection there.
And that's okay, fella. I'm just happy to see you. How are you doing after, do you miss your home state of Ohio?
I do, but it's good to be here in North Carolina, the Tar Heel State, the land of the longleaf pine, as they call it. Some nice folks. The locals are friendly. The cuisine is to die for. We got some beef and some chicken on here. Did you guys get one of each yet? Okay.
I've had the chicken. I've got to dabble with the beef if I can find relatively.
Beef is on the north side here.
Correct. If I can find a relatively unused chip. Here we go.
All right, good.
Men down.
We got some nice chip crunch ASMR going.
Drew Gillespie, the new man on the mound. Alex Ziegler will lead off the bottom of the 8th with the big bat in tow, and he's worked a full count. Fouls off the payoff pitch.
I was going to ask, what's in these nachos? That's a really small guy or a really big bat?
How about Ziggy? Reaches base for the first time with his big bat. Works the 7-pitch sprint. And the inning-winning run is aboard. Those nachos taking effect quickly up here in the booth.
This is Nacho Average broadcast.
Golly. That one just misses the outside corner. Fella Fieri currently being called by our team president on the radio. His hands are covered in all kinds of nacho cheese here. I muted his mic, but he said go for Fella. I wish that was on the broadcast. I'll let you have your conversation here, Carson. Do whatever you got to do.
We're in crunch time here. I'll let you guys take it away. I'll leave these nachos with you. Thanks for having me. So long. Good night. Hi, Mom. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, City Councilman Fella.
There goes Mr. Fieri. Michael Deeb is retired on a miraculous jumping 360 between the legs trick play by Dustin Baber, who continues to shine at second base. And pinch runner Malachi Mitchell over at third now as Dan Oberst steps into the dish.
I mean, just another phenomenal trick play for Dustin Baber. He continues to pace those party animals. And you talk about, that is the third time he's pulled that trick play out of his arsenal. And Chase Acup is going to be able to get the out here for the party animals. And we will have a ninth inning as we turn it down to the young professor.
Savannah
bananas. But here's the thing about the game of banana ball. In banana ball, the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means it's up to the party animals now to put some run on the board to try and win this game. But the Bananas can shut it down right now. 1, 2, 3, and score the victory series here in Kannapolis. Make some noise, everybody, and welcome to the final inning.
And fans, it's time to meet the ring dudes for tonight. On top of the Party Animals dugout, number 27, Jake Lee. And on top of your Savannah Bananas dugout, number 12, it's Cowboy Kyle Lee.
That was an incredibly clutch inning from Drew Gillespie. Starts it off with the sprint, but then gets fly out, ground out, ground out. And there was less than a minute on the clock when Acuff made the final out of the inning and got us to the ninth in just the nick of time.
Yeah, and he went 2 pitches, 2 pitches, and 3 pitches to get those final 3 outs. Really quick work by Gillespie. And here's another man who has been doing quick work lately. It is Danny Hosley taking the mound in the 9th inning for the Bananas in a save situation in which he has converted each of his last 10 save opportunities.
Danny's arsenal is primarily 4-seam fastball, Vulcan changeup, 12-6 curveball. He'll mix in a 2-seam once in a while. The stats are incredible in a league where there's no qualified pitcher with an ERA below 4. Danny Hosley is below 2.
And what's more is we talk about such a high strikeout rate for Danny Hosley on this year's tour. Well, every one of his relief appearances here in the month of July has consisted of multiple strikeouts.
It's a save situation for Haas, who's 12 for 13 in his save tries on the tour. And he's got the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. Chase Acuff, Jason Swan, and Joe Lytle due to swing it. And the shortstop for the Party Animals, 0 for 3. And fooled by the curveball there. That one chopped. DR Meadows, 360 across the diamond, just in time. And the Party Animals will challenge. It's our first challenge of the game. It's a no-brainer for the bad boys in Banana Land. And we'll slap the Riedel headsets on and get another look at this. How about the surprise of DR Meadows at shortstop here in the top of the 9th inning, as we await Zach Frangelo and Vincent Chapman. They're ready, and here we go. DR having to adjust to the tough hop, 360 throw. Nothing to overturn it there.
Hold up.
Oh boy, nothing for me there either. He looks out. I mean, it's at best it's tie goes to the runner, but I'm just not sure here.
You can't overturn the call on the field. It's too close there.
Too close to call. Yeah, rule on the field will stand. And what an athletic play from the doctor, who spent the first 8 innings tonight in center. Showing what he can do on the infield, which is how he spent the first leg of his Bananas career. And as an infielder across 24 games for the 2022 Coastal Plain League champion Bananas squad.
So yeah, to touch on this defensive replacement situation for the Bananas, Danny Hosley, of course, was at third base for the Bananas before coming into pitch here. So it's DR Meadows now at third base for the Bananas. Noah Bridges has shifted into center field, and it's Vincent DeRubius who has come in to now play right field for the Bananas and hopefully end this ball game.
Tyler Gillum and Adam Virant showing a defensive alignment that has not been seen on the tour until now. Shows the strength of this Bananas bench and the versatility of the fielders. Jason Swan tried to check his swing, goes around on the curveball. And the Party Animals are down to their final out. Swanee now 1 for 3 on the night with a sprint.
And it's going to be up to Joe Lytle for the Party Animals to keep this game alive. He has had a great game so far for the Party Animals, but last night facing Danny Hosley struck out looking, so he's got a tough battle to try and extend this game in any shape or form for the bad boys in black and pink.
The Party Animals catcher cuts and misses on the first pitch changeup. He's 2 for 3 on the night, 3 RBIs, a double, a single, and a pop-up. And is not fooled by the same pitch twice. Two-one count. Atrium Health Ballpark is alive with energy. The 257th straight sold-out crowd in Banana Land now sees the Party Animals down to their final strike. 2-2 from Hosley. Bender called strike 3. Nanners win 4-2, and they sweep the 2-game series in Kannapolis. The Nanners are 1 win away from taking the Tar Heel State. What a gutsy two performances from the good guys in Banana Land here in the city of Looms. Here's Bill Leroy to shout out himself and his teammates.
You guys know what to do. Get those hands together one last time. Coming to the mound to celebrate a Bananas win. Myself, Bill Leroy. Up next, we have our wonderful coaches, Coach Adam Vira and Coach Tyler Gillum. And of course, our wonderful entertainers, fastest man in Banana Ball, Malachi, Flash the Kid Mitchell. We have our bad trickster, Alex Ziegler. We have our pitchers and reserves, Cowboy Kyle Louise, Jared Dawson, Zach Phillips, Christian Mr. Electric Dearman, DJ the Invader, Nolan Daniels, starting pitcher Ryan Kellogg, Matt Malatesta, and Connor Higgins.
Ran out of breath there.
My man holding down first base tonight, number 3, Mr. Eric Jones. Up next, heartthrob of Banana Land. You know him and love him. Call him maybe. Number 9, Noah Bridges. On his birthday, Mr. Danny Oberst coming up with a legend. Closing out the 9th inning with a walk-off double as well. Number 18, Danny Hosley. The trick shortstop living up to his name. Number 6, Mr. Ryan Cox. In center field tonight, our doctor, Mr. D.R. Meadows. Coming up, singing his own song, Single Miss You Love You. Check it out on Spotify. Dolan Morton. Bringing the flavor to the mound, the Italian Stallion, Vinny DeRubius. In his home state of North Carolina, number 24, Mr. Dakota McFadden. Leaving the yard last night, catching more balls tonight, number 7, Michael Vitamin D.
Testing.
Nation. We'll see you outside.
Welcome back to Broadcast World. Biko Scala, Josh Talevsky. What an impressive 4-2 win for the Bananas as we are now on the left field deck up here. And we'll take this thing down to the old party plaza. But Josh, right off the bat, the Bananas bullpen here in this little mini series, 2 games at Kannapolis, was mind-boggling.
I mean, you talk about the Bananas bullpen working 11 innings across these 2 games and only allowing 2 runs through them. It was that 2-run home run for Dalton Cornett off of Nolan Daniel, but nonetheless, unbelievable work. And then the offense, of course, 9 walk-offs across this 2 games. We saw great work for the bullpen, which has been very hot and cold against the Party Animals, and then the offense really coming together, led by Michael Deeb and Danny Hosley.
Yeah, it was a full team performance both of these nights here in the city of Looms, and now we will about face because we have a party plaza to get to and players that need interviews. Hey, shout out the Harrisburg Heat. Good. State champions? World Series champions. Let's go, Harrisburg Heat. You guys have fun tonight?
Yes, we did.
Good. Congratulations to the Heat. Thank you for going bananas with us. We will now take this thing to the party plaza. You guys can come along. That's where the entire show is moving from here. It's going to be quite a scene in the Tar Heel State. What an amazing 2 nights it was here in Atrium Health Ballpark. The fans, just an unbelievable amount of energy. It did not feel like there were only 5,000 plus folks here.
No, it sure did not. I mean, you just talk about the fans getting really into both games. Impressive plays by the fans defensively. 2 fans caught foul balls over this 2-game series. And you can only think that Durham, a little bit of a bigger ballpark, and I mean the same feel we're getting here in Kannapolis, it's just going to turn it up to a whole nother level as well.
Could not agree more. Okay, we have a little bit of a journey to make here as we try and wind and weave through the concourse with the Heat in tow here. This is as big a broadcast crew as we have ever been blessed to have, but that is what happens when you're partying it up post-game with the World Series champion Harrisburg Heat at that. So you get a good look at the inside here of Atrium Health Ballpark as it's a little bit of slow treading all the way out to the party plaza that will be off the right field line. Now, Josh, when we think about what has happened here in North Carolina, where the Bananas and Party Animals come into the Tar Heel State tied at 3 states apiece. The Bananas have Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. The Party Animals have Ohio, Oklahoma, and Texas. Now the Nanners get to go to Durham, and they just need 1 win to take North Carolina, which would be a huge pickup on the map.
I mean, they've got a lot of momentum going for them. And here's the thing, the offense continues to be so much better on the road for them versus Grayson Stadium. They're able to hit a couple more long balls like we saw from Deeb and Oberst. And just another interesting tidbit that has to do with the Bananas, they are now 3 games better than the Party Animals on the road this season, and that puts them just 1 game away from evening the season series against the Party Animals as well.
Well, that's the fascinating part of this whole thing as you get wrapped up by our microphone cord here, is that the Party Animals are just 1 win in Grayson Stadium away from taking Georgia. So you figure you pretty much have to take the home state for the Bananas off the map because there are 5 more games in Grayson, and if the Party Animals can take just 1 of them, they will have the Peach State. So the Nanners really need to jump out ahead of things and try and claim a victory one of these next 2 nights in Durham. And if you're the Bananas, you got to feel really good about that because you won the first 2 games in Kannapolis with 2 guys who had never started for you before in Ryan Kellogg and Zach Phillips.
And now you get to turn the ball over to Jared Donaldson, most likely on Friday, and Cowboy Kyle Lewigs on Saturday. You talk about just how good Kyle has been since entering June. You have the same feeling that that is going to continue. But if Donnie can get back to the way he entered June as well, the Bananas are going to possibly be on the verge of the first 4-game sweep we've ever seen.
We're still 2 games away from that being a possibility. It will be Friday and Saturday night. We'll be coming to you at 6:30 p.m. Eastern for pregame on Friday. 7 p.m. Eastern will be first pitch. And we continue to mumble, stumble, and bumble through a slowly evacuating Atrium Health Ballpark. But we are on the precipice of the Party Plaza and the potential players out there that we yearn to talk to. It's been a really fun night. We will have a pair of Hokas to give away once we are able to wrangle together a couple of players. Of course, we've already had Carrie Earnhardt on the broadcast this evening, as well as the birthday boy, Dan Oberst. And you talk about how this Bananas offense has started to really come around. And they've been showing that, instead of the main 8 at the top of the order, they're able to mix it up a little bit. Now Eric Jones Jr. has been moved from the 2-hole to the 5 spot. You move Deeb, Oberst, and McFadden up a peg, and all of a sudden you have a red-hot Danny Hosley in the 9-hole, and guys like Noah Bridges, Vinny DeRubius, and Dalton Malden starting to heat up as well in the 10 spot. This lineup that was much maligned early on in the tour is really starting to fill out.
I mean, it is very deep, and you're seeing great things from Michael Deeb. Again, early on, batting in the 2-hole for the Bananas. Dan Oberst homering once again, getting back in that 3 spot. And how about this? Eric Jones, he's holding down the 5-hole over these past 2 games. Got a hit in each of these past 2 contests. And man, you got to feel that maybe Danny Hosley, if he continues to swing the bat as hot as he has, moves up even higher in this Bananas batting order.
I could not agree more, and as we continue to get so much closer to the Party Plaza here, it's time to shout out normally the coordinating producer of Bananas TV, Chad Reese, our roaming cameraman here currently doing a masterful job. Yeah, Chad, get some FaceTime there. Chris Haynes, our producer, these past 2 broadcasts, also a very key part of this puzzle in keeping Chad from trampling any youngsters and our equipment from hitting the ground. So that is really impressive work from the BTV crew as per usual. And now we reach the final chute that will take us to the promised land that is the Party Plaza. As we get Emily Cole right here. How about that? The queen of Bananaland herself, owner of this here ball club, Emily Cole in North Carolina. You have a great couple nights here in Kannapolis.
Absolutely. We love North Carolina.
Yeah, obviously a place near and dear to your heart. You now have a home here and have spent some time in baseball here as well. How cool was it to finally get a couple Banana Ball games here in the Tar Heel State?
I think for anybody who's touring, musicians or athletes, coming home it's always so special. It keeps us grounded, seeing our people, and so grateful to come back to North Carolina.
Well, amazing job on the Bananas Foster performance as per usual. Another great family honored. It was a great night in Bananaland. You had a big piece of it. Thanks, Em.
Thanks, guys. Have fun in the Party Plaza.
Thank you so much. There goes Emily Cole, queen of Bananaland, alongside her husband, Jesse. And for those who don't know, a very brief history lesson as we approach the final walk here to the Party Plaza. Emily and Jesse had the final walk, exactly. Oh, we're getting there. Good, really good. They were a big piece of running the Gastonia Grizzlies. Jesse was the general manager, ended up being in an ownership position. Emily was the director of fun coming from minor league baseball, and that was really the prequel to the Savannah Bananas, which has now turned into Banana Ball and the Party Animals, and the incredible phenomenon that has sold out nearly 260 straight games. What's up, cutie? That is some mesmerizing eyes on that baby. Okay, we are awful close to some serious action here. The Banana Band is blasting away. We will avoid the trash and see if we can't get our hands on, no free donuts tonight because Bryson Bloomer never struck out. I thought quite possibly that's what we had going on, but no, we're going to follow Chris Haynes, our coordinating producer, behind Neil, our drummer, and see if we can't snake our way in the back door of the Party Plaza here. Good job, Mr. Chris Haynes. And look at this. Oh my gosh, VIP. Thank you very much, Mr. Hainsey. Look at this. Okay, we are figuring it out. We're getting over here, and just the guys that you want to see when you're out on the Party Plaza. What's up, everybody? Great to see you all. Good. Hello. Super Bruce and Dan Oberst. Happy birthday again, Dan. Great win for you boys. How did you guys pull off both wins here in Kannapolis, man?
A lot of good pitching. There was some timely hitting. You know, we did miss some situations. I myself was involved in one, but the boys picked us up. Timely hitting, good pitching, good defense, wins banana ball games.
I mean, Dan, 9 walk-offs for the offense across these 2 games so far in North Carolina. Just tell me about how you guys got that offense clicking going into the series.
Yeah. I mean, we talked some approach stuff. I won't give too much away. We talked some approach stuff, how they kind of been pitching us, tried to make some adjustments. I felt like everybody really stuck to what we said. Did a good job of just barreling balls and sticking to it.
You are now 1 game behind the Party Animals in the season series and 1 game away from winning the state of North Carolina. How much does that matter to you guys to take home the Tar Heel State?
Yeah, I mean, first off, obviously you guys know how big of competitors we are. So that 1 game behind, we're chasing getting even and then going above. But 1 more win, we take the state. So Friday night we're going to come out with some energy in Durham and try to seal the deal.
Mr. Dan Oberst, happy birthday again. Thank you so much for blessing us not once but twice with your presence on the broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, I love you.
They love you too, Dan. Legends of Banana Land, and oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better. Adam Virant, how happy are you that you get to escape Kannapolis, the city of looms, with 2 victories for the price of 1 journey?
It feels pretty good, but I mean, I'm kind of wedged in between you guys. Do I owe one of you guys money or something? What's going on?
Yeah, you owe Josh a lot of money. We'll talk about it after the ball game.
No, great wins, man. The guys played good banana ball. Timely hitting, good defense, and phenomenal pitching, man. Like, got to go back and look at that, but our pitchers are great these last 2 days.
Adam, first of all, 35-22. That's what you owe me. We'll get to that later. But the bullpen works 11 innings in this series, only 2 earned runs. Just tell me about how they were able to navigate this Party Animals lineup so successfully.
That lineup is phenomenal. They're such a strong lineup. But we had some nice additions here late in the season that really came up big. I mean, anytime you end a game with Hosland, you have him on the mound, it's huge. But Nolan Daniel coming out and facing some pretty good hitters is phenomenal. And DJ Invader coming into his own and doing what he does. And it's great to see Malatesta back on the mound and having that splitter work. And so, hats off to those guys. The reality is our bullpen is pretty packed right now. So all these guys know that whenever they get called on, they got to perform if they want to keep getting called. So super happy with everybody top to bottom.
On top of the pair of W's that you leave Kannapolis with, you were playing cornhole with Jackson Olson tonight. You were playing Twister with your coaching partner, Tyler Gillum, last night. You looked like you had a lot of fun here in Kannapolis.
Well, I am a man of leisure, and I was playing the leisure games. Jackson and I had a horrible cornhole game. I mean, it was a stalemate. He came in second place on some big competition on ESPN, too. I wasn't phased at all. Twister, man, playing Twister with Gillum was weird. He was playing a little dirty. I don't know if you saw that. I got an elbow to the ribs one time, but yeah, man, it was quite the shows. And look behind us, all these people just with smiles on their faces, and they don't want to go home. So yeah, good stuff.
Could not agree more, Mr. Virant. Before we let you go, really quick, is there any kind of update you can give the people about Jackson Olson after it looked like he took that stray pickoff throw from Dylan Porter to the face?
Yeah, Jackson learned that using a glove to catch a ball is a lot better than his face. And so Jackson is just fine. Kids at home, if you get hit in the face with a baseball, it will hurt. There might be a little bit of blood. Jackson is 100% fine. He's probably going to be available to play in Durham, so look forward to him. But yeah, nothing major to report. And he's an absolute savage, man. So he's going to be just fine.
When he was walking off the field under his own power, that was a great sign. And, of course, the biggest concern is that's the moneymaker. There's north of 1 million people who follow this guy online who love seeing that incredibly handsome man. And it might take a couple days to get that face back to 10 out of 10.
Yeah, did you see viewership go down as soon as he got pulled out of the game?
I didn't see the numbers.
I literally saw people heading for the exits as soon as he exited. So, we need him back. We need to keep these people in the seats, but no, he'll be just fine.
Right, and Jackson goes 1 for 2 tonight. He ends that cornhole game with you unceremoniously by lining a ball to right center field, as he does.
As he does, man. Durham, it's going to be fun. Get your tickets now. Or are we sold out?
We've been sold out for a couple months, Adam.
Oh, I apologize. They don't keep me in the loop on these things. So, thanks, Vico. Appreciate it.
Viro, thank you, my man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Byron.
I'll get you that money, bud.
There goes Adam Virant. 35-22 will be coming Josh Talevsky's way. And Malachi Mitchell, once you're done, well, you've got an autograph here. We don't want to butt in immediately, but it's not every day you run into Flash the Kid out on the old Party Plaza. A great evening for you, man. A few opportunities out on the bags. You swipe a couple more bases. You are well out in front on the stolen base lead. How much fun is it for you every night to know that you're going to get 2 to 4 opportunities to run the bases and that you're going to steal a few bags?
Exhilarating. My number one job is to rip bags, and my favorite thing on the planet is to rip bags. So when I show up to the field today and I know I'm getting 2 to 4 bases to run some bases, I'm ready to go.
I mean, what is the mindset when you get in on base, especially in situations where you guys on the verge of walking off? I mean, what is your approach trying to steal second base, third base, and get into those easy scoring positions for you?
As the legend says, stay aggressive. Then after you get aggressive, you got to be smart. You know what? I'm always in scoring position when I'm on first base. But once I get to second base, it's a little bit easier on those hitters, so I don't have to be so aggressive getting to third. So I know I got to get to second base as fast as I can to let those guys hit.
You were a part of some really great doubles and scoring celebrations here in Kannapolis. My favorite being your Little Mermaid impersonation. It was a spot-on Ariel by you. Of course, the wig and the table, and you yourself ends up getting blown away by the water. Can you walk us through that one?
When I was coming down the third baseline, I completely forgot to grab the wig from Tile. And then when I got there and I started putting the wig on, it wasn't fitting on enough. But I remember during warm-ups, they were telling me if the wig comes off, just let it go. I was not expecting for 50 pounds of water to get thrown on me, but the wig and the table were paid actors, and my knees are hurting from the bottom of that table.
Malachi, I mean, 2 incredible games here in Kannapolis. I mean, out of it, what stands out the most to you?
D-Mac's family's here. D catching a couple balls. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's good stuff, Malachi. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate the time. You are an absolute blast to watch on your Third World Tour here, and can't wait to see how many bags you end up when it's all said and done.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. There goes Malachi Mitchell, Flash the Kid. And before we shut this thing down real quick, we have to grab Ryan Kellogg here, our starting pitcher who just got his first start in his Bananas career, the 6'6" pride of Canada. What was it like to be out there from the jump here tonight, Ryan?
It was incredible. Definitely a new experience getting to start out here. Got my first 3-2-2 out of the way. A little nervous about that one, but I mean, had some fun with it. Had some fun out there. Guys were awesome, so love the city.
So yeah, a really fun 3-2-2. I mean, walk me through the rehearsal and what was going on in your mind right before ripping that bad boy.
There was a lot going on. There was a lot of rehearsal. They said that to me the other day to make sure I would learn it. I think I still messed it up a little bit, but sorry, Skull.
Yeah, and by the way, it looked like there was a little spin on that. Was that a slider that you threw after the crow hop?
I think it was just a crow hop heater, and whatever happens at that point.
It's fantastic. You now have 4 appearances in Banana Land under your belt. What has your experience here in Banana Ball been like for you, man?
It's been incredible. Definitely an adjustment from traditional affiliated baseball and indie ball, that sort of stuff. But it's a blast. It's so much fun having out here. Something's always going on. You never know what's going to happen next, and you're always paying attention because you don't want to miss it.
Ryan Kellogg, thank you so much for spending some time with us and joining us in Banana Land in the first place, because it's been an honor watching you do what you do best, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys for having me on, and happy to be here in Banana Land.
No doubt. There goes Ryan Kellogg, tonight's starting pitcher. We'll see a whole lot more work from the big maple of Banana Land, Mr. Kellogg, all 6'6" of him. Okay, Josh, before we shut this thing down, we have a pair of Hokas that we have to give away. Oh, Chris with the magic word there. Josh, you want to give this one away, buddy?
Yes, I do. Our Hoka winner for tonight, it's going to be, drumroll please, Pico, Dylan Coyle.
Dylan Coyle, congratulations. That is Bruce's pen name. Yeah, congratulations, Super Bruce, on your pair of Hokas. Dylan Coyle, congratulations actually to you. That is a well-deserved feat. We appreciate you watching here this evening. And thank you to everybody who spent your Wednesday evening with us in Banana Land. Time to shout out the cast and crew and then shut this thing down before we get live in Birmingham. Check that, in Durham on Friday. We do not have a... Oh, we do? Same crew? Oh, same crew as last night. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chad Reese. That means I have to go back in time, and we've got them. All right, our producer with the handheld camera on his shoulder currently right now, Mr. Chris Haynes. Great work on the last two broadcasts, Mr. Reese. By the way, as Chad said, everybody who did this game also did last night's game before power was yanked from our high home camera and we lost sound completely. So just know this is double trouble for everybody. Our technical director back in Banana Land in Savannah, Griffin Ellis. Our director, Ben Powell. What an incredible dynamic duo. Ben, welcome to the crew, my dear man. On audio, Katie Duke, absolutely killing it on the ones and the twos. Our scorebug operator, Kwanzi, one name, you know him, you love him. Our graphics were run by Julia Massey, and our stats were run by Mikey O'Connor. That is a three-headed monster that could go up against three folks on graphics anywhere in the country and the world at that. On the replay tonight, it was Jackson Hamilton. Great work, Jackson. Nailed the challenge, and some really great second looks at all kinds of stuff all night long. In Kannapolis here, on the first base camera, it was Taylor Finneran. Across the diamond, it was the Iron Horse of BTV, Emerson Elmgren. They both absolutely killed it on the base cams. On high home, Clayton Franklin dancing with the Banana Band, and what a fantastic job he did boogieing as well as running that camera. On low home, Keegan Woods also dancing with the camera tonight. He was doing an excellent job as per usual. On the wireless, Chad Reese. Huh? Chad Reese, our coordinating producer of BTV show, and he is a Swiss Army knife when he likes to deploy himself as so. On high first, not first base, high first. High first, it was Nick Keldy. You like that, Josh? Good. Nick Keldy, another man who can be anywhere with the camera, and he just does an excellent job. Our moderators in the chat, Scott Thompson and Colbite _ both of you are so integral to the whole operation and just create such a fun community in that YouTube chat. And now's the time to thank everybody who commented tonight, and we're hanging out with Scott and Colbite. Josh, on the color commentary, absolutely dynamite as per usual.
Thank you, Biko. You may now oil up, go to the pits, and have a night, man. Fantastic work.
Thank you so much. Speaking of, thank you to Kerry Earnhardt for joining us on the broadcast. That was a really special honor in his hometown in Kannapolis. Same goes to Dan Oberst for joining us earlier. And shout out Dan Oberst, Adam Virant, Malachi Mitchell, and Ryan Kellogg for joining us here on the Old Party Plaza. For the executive producers of BTV, Kerry, Jesse, and Emily Cole, two of which were on the broadcast tonight. Jesse's the only one who didn't get a chance there. Jesse, what are we doing tonight, man? Jared Orton, also an executive producer of BTV on Biko Scala, saying, so long for now. We will see you on Friday night in Durham, North Carolina. The Nanners are a win away from winning the Tar Heel State and tying the Party Animals at 21 wins apiece in the season series. It will be a blast to see how it all turns out Friday and Saturday night. Until then, we'll see you later!